Okay, it's good. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the United LAN 2022 here in Germany, Meschede, Halle. Yeah, we've had a bit of a break. The last time was over 2 years ago that we had a tournament here with commentary. Perhaps short introduction. I'm Slavik. I was commenting last year as well, and with me is Redgomor, who was here last year as well. We're both members of PuyoPuyo Tetris Germany, which you can see here in the background with the nice flag. And yeah, we are here to comment on the tournament that's happening here. I think we've had 17 people who have joined, and currently the first basic brackets happening. And soon we're going to switch over to the first game that we're going to be streaming at the same time. So yeah, maybe a few information. This is I believe, third day now of the United LAN. It started on Friday, the fourth day. Yeah. So yeah, we've had quite a few tournaments happening. We've had Smash tournaments. We've had Mario Striker. We had what else do we have?
We had also some off tournament games like Towerfall, and we also had another Tetris tournament where we just play for fun.
Yeah, exactly. Puyo and Tetris versus Puyo and Tetris. So that was also pretty cool. And yeah, we also have some special guests with us as well. We've had two players who've come from France over here. Hiku, he was here last time as well, and he also brought a friend of him. His name was
Haven.
Haven. Thank you. And
oh no, he said no. He said he have to say Haven.
Haven without H. Yes.
H silent.
Okay. Yeah. Typical French pronunciation. Yes. So okay. Yeah, so we have some special guests here. We have a lot of people who you've perhaps seen from last time, also a few new people. I think quite a few things have probably changed in the time. A lot of people have been locked at home and been able to play or done other things instead. So either some people have become very rusty, or some people have had nothing better to do than play Tetris for 2 years and are now absolute monsters. So let's see how that plays out when we actually get to the games. Yeah, let's see. What else can we talk about until it gets started? Perhaps some basics. I'm not sure if we have some new players here who have just joined. We have some people here from the ULAN who have probably joined and don't know too much about Tetris, so perhaps a few basic informations. As you can probably know, Tetris, it's about building up lines and clearing them by completing them. So if you have a complete line, it gets removed. In our case, we're going to be playing a versus mode, so two people against each other. And if you delete more than one line, you send over a line to your opposite player. And there are different ways that you can increase the damage, and you want to try and time it, because you can send over at certain times and try to block it if you delete your lines at the correct time. But yeah, those are the basic ideas here.
There are also a lot of different strategies in Tetris to play against each other. I think there are more than a few dozens different opening techniques on how you play Tetris. Yep. We know some of them, but we are also a bit rusty because we had this 3 years delay in front. But we will try to do our best to commentate everything on this.
Yeah. And I would love to say, as last year, that I've improved in my Puyo commentary, but it would be a lie to say that I've played much Puyo since then. So I'm going to do my best. We're going to have a mixture of Tetris players and Puyo players. Puyo is, I would compare it most with something like Dr. Mario, but a bit more complicated. It's where you have certain blobs. If you have 4 blobs together, they disappear. And you want to have it in such a way that when you delete blobs, other blobs connect and you build chains that makes the most damage. We actually have a...
the stream cannot see it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, and any player here can play either Puyo or Tetris. And between the sets, they are allowed to switch mode. So if they actually decide that they're not getting anywhere with their current tactic, if they're able to play both, they can switch to the other game mode. And yeah, generally you're going to be playing very differently, whether you're playing Tetris versus Tetris, Tetris versus Puyo, or all of the other combinations, as both of them have very different attack patterns or ways how you can harass the opposite player. Yeah, so Yeah, otherwise we also had some wonderful breakfast this morning. I can quickly show here we had a wonderful a waffle machine which makes wonderful tetraminos, which is a wonderful breakfast for people getting ready for this tournament.
I tried it myself. I tried to build up a line in my stomach, and it really disappeared. So it works.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay.
We're also having some rounds right now. A few.
I like it. And I think we're now getting the first live game that we're gonna have. Looking at this, it's gonna be VNG.
Wir haben Zeit, vielleicht.
Yeah, so it's gonna be VNG or very nice guy. That's what the short nomenclature is. And I believe Baby Yoshi or yeah. And Baby Yoshi. So
Husband and wife.
yeah, husband and wife, and not just that, Baby Yoshi also has a birthday today, so this is a very important day, and she will probably have some bonus points because of that.
Of course. And one last thing, we are also seeing the chat right there. It's on a different screen, so you can write to us. We can read it. Feel free to.
Yeah, if you have questions or if you have comments, we're happy to read them. Okay, so they're currently getting set up, and in a second we will have the stream ready.
Also, we're greeting Nini Popini, Turtle, DJ Stega, Void P8, and also Stacking Arena. Welcome to the stream. Enjoy your stay. How long are we? What's the time that we set for this tournament? How long are we?
This is a good question. I know last year we had a stream that was like 5 hours long. It was insanely long. I think this time it's going to be a little bit shorter, but I could imagine it could go 3 hours, depending on how long the sessions go or if we have technical difficulties. Who knows?
And if you say it's going to be shorter, this may imply...
Now it's jinxed, and now it's going to be 6
It's jinxed, yeah.
Yeah.
But this may imply that we are faster. But actually, I've got word from the tournament people that they got rusty.
Okay.
And you can also see the tournament from the last time when we've been here. The people were very strong, but they are saying now that they've become a bit worse. So it's free real estate.
Yeah. It's weird. You would kind of think that people would improve in their gaming quality when they're locked at home, but apparently you only play Tetris when you have other things going on, and when you have nothing to do, you don't play it.
Yeah.
Or Puyo.
Oh, we have a message from Hiku Puyo. Hello.
Oh, hi Hiku. I thought you were here in the hall with us.
Yeah. Oh, I see you.
Yeah. Hey, over there. Yeah. So Hiku, our champion from last time, he won the last United LAN tournament as a Puyo player. I assume he's going to stay a Puyo player this year as well, because I think that's where he's most comfortable. I think it would be interesting though if he would play Tetris at some point here. Okay, the comment was what? So he's playing Puyo, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So the rooms are being set up. Okay, and I think we can switch over now. Okay, so we are getting set up here. On the left-hand side, you can see Baby Yoshi. On the right-hand side, you can see VNG. The camera is a little bit twisted to the side somehow. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, they are currently joining.
Yeah.
And this will be our first big session.
You may have seen the code. Please do not interfere. That would be nice. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. So, okay, we have them here. Yeah. Don't be surprised about the points. A lot of the people here, they played mainly on PuyoPuyo Tetris 1, and when PuyoPuyo Tetris 2 came out, we were mainly playing on our Discord server. That's why the scores might be either, like with Baby Yoshi, just 1,000. That means she pretty much hasn't played it online at all. Yeah, I think most of us were playing on the Discord server with other friends, so that's the explanation for that part.
I think the majority of the tournament attendees are from the PPT community. There are a few that try this the first time. It will be funny to see how they will perform, all of them overall. But now let's get into Baby Yoshi versus VNG.
Yes. Okay, then let's see what happens. So they're starting off. I believe Baby Yoshi is already is just building up a clean stack so far. VNG is currently setting up a decent cannon, so he has sent out a D-spin double, a D-spin triple, already a very strong start. Yoshi has almost half of the screen already full with garbage, so she was not able to counter it properly.
Preparing another T-spin for the next round.
Currently, it looks like PNG is certainly a little bit further ahead, but Yoshi is now getting ready. Got through with the full Tetris. Now she's working her way down, doing some nice down stacking here. Another Tetris straight after the other. Now it looks like they're relatively even. PNG again with a double T-spin and countered by Yoshi with a Tetris. So, Yoshi is now further down again. It now looks that she's got the advantage. Set up another T-spin double, and she's done it. It's gone over. PNG is pretty far up. This is going to be a bit of a fight for him. He has quite a bit more difficult garbage to get back through. But yeah, Yoshi is not giving him any time to clear this up. This looks pretty bad unless he can really pull this out. Yeah, oh, and he got it free, can go down a little bit, but yeah, Yoshi is still quite far ahead. She can really take her time and build up a nice setup. And yeah,
It's actually interesting because Baby Yoshi and PNG are practicing a lot with each other, and Baby Yoshi is actually used to being on the top part of the screen most of the time, and now seeing her sending PNG to the top part of the screen is unusual, and we also see some misplays from PNG up here.
Yep. Oh, that looks pretty bad at the moment. He's gonna be fighting with his own garbage at the moment. I think that is for PNG. Yes, and he's out.
First win goes to Baby Yoshi.
Baby Yoshi has the first win. We're playing to the to best of 3 in the first sessions. Later on, when we're in the finals, it will be best of 5. Yes, that is correct. Baby Yoshi got a point. Thank you. Yeah, we have some technical support here in the background, so it might be that sometimes you hear someone talking here, but yeah, we've had some nice support here with the streaming setup from the LAN. So yeah, thanks again for that. Okay, so Yoshi is once again powering through with quite a lot of garbage already over at VNG, but he has a nice setup here to get another Tetris. Waiting a little bit on the eyepiece. There it is. Yeah, it just seems like Yoshi is just playing consistently, but cleaner, not letting any garbage get over to her. Looks like it's currently still on her side, I would say. PNG has some nice setups here. Just did a full Tetris again. Sadly, he wasn't able to do the nice L spin there, but sadly not enough time to get the TPs. Yeah, sadly still PNG pretty under pressure at the moment. I think now he's down to his own to the garbage that Yoshi has sent him over. Perhaps for people who don't know, the white stones are the garbage that has come from the other player. So if you are fighting with holes in the colored pieces, that means that you yourself have made a mistake. So yeah, looking at this now, PNG is still ahead and pushed up again. This is getting really difficult for him again. I mean, they're keeping up with each other, but it just seems like Yoshi is sending over a little bit more garbage and keeps just pushing him up a few more lines.
It's getting closer and closer.
Yes. And
PNG has to get a great comeback, but he doesn't.
And the eyepiece got stuck. Yes.
That's a 2-0 for Baby Yoshi.
Yeah. So, and now, match point for Baby Yoshi if she does it again. So let's see. Yeah, I believe in the past I always had the feeling that Yoshi was stronger than PNG, even though they're playing a lot together. Obviously, husband and wife, they play Tetris all the time. And what else do you do in a happy marriage? And yeah.
If I remember correctly, VNG used to be stronger than Baby Yoshi, but I may be mistaken.
I believe Yoshi was always one of the stronger players. I believe, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but something like top 4 or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It's hard to tell because it's all so far ahead, far back in time.
Yeah.
But it's coming back, everything.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So yeah, this round actually looks like that. VNG is actually doing quite a bit better. He is currently ahead with his pieces, and he's now got 3 Tetrises after another or 2 Tetrises and 3 lines. That will take out Baby Yoshi, I am pretty sure. Yes, and wow, and that's a nice comeback, 2-1. Well, that was a very lucky play as well for VNG that he got 3 Tetris pieces after another. That is not very likely.
Indeed.
Typically, you can only get up to 2, but 3, he was very lucky with the back setup.
So if you look at VNG, most of the time you try to open this triple cannon, was it?
No, D2 cannon, yeah.
D2 cannon, you try the D2 cannon to build an O block on the left side. So this is the strategy that VNG is going for most of the time.
Yep.
And he switches tactic for triple,
Bad misplay by Baby Yoshi there.
triple I spin to finish Baby Yoshi off. So he switched tactics, and this is nice to see.
Yep. It was actually quite interesting. Baby Yoshi actually sent over 2 Tetris at the beginning, but with VNG with the DT cannon, he actually was able to block the whole thing, and actually he was pretty good with the garbage. But he just got 2 Tetrises again, and now it looks like VNG is higher up and has more garbage to clear. So yeah, looking at this, it's currently it looks like Baby Yoshi is a little bit ahead.
No, but he's been in the back-to-back Tetris.
Well, she certainly looks like she has a better setup here at the moment. VNG is digging his way back through his garbage.
Ah, that spin does not work. It does work! Oh, I did not know that this does work. Wow.
Yeah, nice clear up, and she now has a double T-spin set up. And yeah, VNG worked his way down. Now they're about equal again. VNG pushed up again a little bit, but yeah, they
no,
they're
a misplay by Rika here with this.
let's see if she can clean that up a bit. That looked good. She was able to get the T in there to get it a little bit cleaner again. But yeah, that was certainly a mistake when she placed it. So yeah, and Baby Yoshi now gone quite a bit down, pushing the VNG quite a bit up again. And he's now up in the top third. But he was able to dig his way back down, got Tetris again, and is working his way down. This is actually a pretty equal game, I have the feeling, because even though they keep pushing each other up and up again, they dig down very quickly.
We used to say that after a while it's not a battle of technique but of endurance. So after a while you're getting exhausted.
Yeah. There's also a reason why a lot of the faster players have issues, because the faster you are, the more likely it is you make mistakes. So very often you see slower players but with better technique actually beating them from the amount of garbage they send. So yeah, it's both tactics are legitimate, but I do have the feeling that the really fast players more often make mistakes. At least that's how I've seen it. Of course, some people are so consistent that it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, some people say that they are delaying their combos, of course. Maybe Baby Yoshi is doing this here on purpose, maybe not, we don't know. But it's looking fine again for Baby Yoshi.
Yeah, sticking her way down. Let's see, she needs to get through the kind of a mess of holes that she has there. But VNG has the same situation. He has to get through quite a few holes to get back to a clearer space. Okay, Baby Yoshi is quite a bit further down. I think she now has some time to set something up. VNG is still on his way digging. So let's see how this goes. Baby Yoshi with a double T-spin, sending over to VNG. He can't counter it, really. We have now... I think VNG is still fighting a bit with his garbage. He doesn't seem to be digging all that far. But this now looks pretty good. If he now gets an eyepiece, he has a Tetris. So yeah, this now looks quite a bit better.
Another team from Rika here in this situation. Both of them trying desperately to get trash to the other player here. But they are way too used to play in these kind of situations. There's no real way to say who will be the winner over here.
Okay, they are both really high up at this point. I think it's just going to be a question who can survive their own area the most. Yoshi is getting a Tetris, and oh, that is it. Yoshi has won 3-1 against VNG. A very close match here at the end, but yeah, Yoshi won. Is it the birthday bonus, or was it actually skill?
I think it was like who would be the more endurable player here.
Yeah, okay.
The title goes to Baby Yoshi.
Wonderful. Okay. Beautiful. So yeah, we'll see Baby Yoshi in the next round, where she will match against the winner of which bracket? I'm currently looking here at the table. So Baby Yoshi won here. She's going to play either against Hiko or Maddie. I'm going to make a bit of a guess that it will probably be Hiko. Nothing against Maddie, but I'm skeptical if he can beat the champion of this year. Really not. 1 second. Diese 2 Sätze. Ich dachte eigentlich nicht. just checking whether they have to play 2 sets. I thought that initially we're playing 1 set, but maybe I'm wrong.
Rika, warte mal noch eine Sekunde. Warte mal noch eine Sekunde.
Die werden so ist.
Okay.
Okay, so quick correction. We are playing we're playing 2 sets. So this means it isn't over yet. So Yoshi versus VNG again.
Das ist 1-0.
Yeah, so it's 1-0 from the sets, and yeah, we'll see how this then goes. I think then you can stehen lassen, weil die Sterne Stars. Ja.
Nee, die haben das spielen 3 Sets. Also Best of 3 Sets und Best of 3 Rounds.
Okay,
Das heißt,
yeah,
sie führt
okay.
jetzt gerade 1-0.
Fine, yeah. Okay, yeah. So 3 sets maximum and 3 first to 3 points in those rounds. So yeah, now we have Baby Yoshi ahead again. Currently, the tendency is sticking the same, so it seems like Yoshi is pulling ahead. But I mean, we've seen games as well where the underdog has suddenly pulled out and in the last few rounds just did 3 wins after another.
So to say.
Yeah.
It is.
So VNG, I believe he was trying to do a setup, and it looks like that failed because that is a really interesting construction that I'm seeing on his side. Baby Yoshi, on the other hand, seems to be doing a more traditional setup, building up just a standard stack and doing a just building up standard Tetrises. Sometimes the basic method works best. VNG seems to have now cleaned up his stack a little bit. He's now down to the garbage that Baby Yoshi has sent him, and is now working his way down. He's actually slightly lower than Baby Yoshi now, but she was able to send over Tetris. It's now quite a bit more equal. VNG with a double T-spin, and they are pretty much equal now.
They actually are. It's interesting because you see the better the player get, the more they know how to deal with misplays and garbage.
Yeah.
And although he did almost messed up his entire screen, he came back with ease.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also interesting. I saw initially here in this round with Yoshi that there was a point where she was like kind of standing still for a few seconds, just thinking what she wants to do because she had some pretty unfortunate pieces, and then after that everything was suddenly very quick. So sometimes it's good to just take a short moment to think about what you're doing. Ooh, and VNG is very close, but he was able to get the Tetris in. That was a very tight spot he was in. And yeah, okay, this looks pretty equal again, but Baby Yoshi has set up a T-spin double almost. So let's see if she gets an eyepiece. No, it's a single T-spin.
She has to act fast actually because he's getting back soon.
Oh, and I think that's currently a combo rush if I'm seeing this correctly. Okay, looks done, and she has cleared her Tetris, so this will probably kill VNG.
This is another win for Rika.
Yes.
Match point it is again.
Yeah, match point for this set. Or set point, let's call it that.
Nee.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
It's not match point. I'm sorry. I have been
Yeah,
mistaken.
set point.
Set point.
Oh, actually, it is match point because if
It's
she
set
gets
point
to,
and match 2.
it's another point.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and she's sending over a Tetris. PNG is currently very clear from his stack. Baby Yoshi very far. But it seems like her setup is working.
2-0
Baby Yoshi is thinking what she's gonna do, giving VNG quite a bit of time to build up his set, but he hasn't really been able to capitalize on it. So, oh, he has his well open, so this looks like he can probably push up quite a bit. Baby Yoshi is very far now, but she is gonna have to play fast if she wants to get out of this. I think she's trying to set up a T-spin here, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work.
Or a nice ice spin to get it into.
And nice Tetris. Oh, VNG is all the way at the bottom. He's got all the time in the world at the moment. So, let's see. Oh, Yoshi is kind of taking her time in this round, but now double T-spin. Maybe she's now finally found it. Oh, another double T-spin. This is quite a bit of damage. Double. Yeah, then VNG is all the way up again. That's how fast it can go if you get some good T-spin ups.
He is in a very
Ooh, and that was a bad misplace. So that was the match point. Baby Yoshi 1 versus VNG 2-1 from the sets.
That's a win for Baby Yoshi.
Yes. Okay. So that was the first match that we were actually streaming here, Baby Yoshi versus VNG. I think a pretty good opening match. I think there were some good matches there. I think also some good high level play for people. And we can show you here the current overview that we have of the players. So you can see some of the matches have already been happening in the background. We have the matchup Maddie versus Lemon. Maddie won 2-0. Then we had Yukina versus Delecto. Yukina won 2-0. Then the next one we had SWAT versus Mona. Mona won with 2. And then we have in the next bracket, we have VNG versus Baby Yoshi, we just saw, where Baby Yoshi won with 2. We currently still have a few matches open. We also had Eliva versus Yukina. Eliva won with 2. Eliva also a very a favorite player. She's kind of famous also in the classic Tetris field. She's all the way over here from Austria. She came and visited. So I'm now looking at who's playing the next session. So this is going to be Haven, that's correct, versus Ecke. So Haven, one of the friends that Hiko brought over here, so one of the French players. And when you then actually see the webcam of his, you'll understand that he is very French.
You will be excited about this because
Yes.
I've made some advertisements on another French server, and when I saw when Hiko arrived with Avon and I've seen him how he is dressed right now, I can imagine that some of you will enjoy him looking.
Yes. So this
tuned.
is for the French players. So when you see him in a second. I can also have a look what other matches we have here. Hiko is going to play against Matt. We also have Nonos versus Dark Glurak. The Nonos was also one of our final 3 in the last tournament. And yeah, let's see when the setup here is ready. Yeah, maybe a few things we can talk about here for those that are not too much in the know of the game. You saw quite a few of the different attacks that were happening. At this point, it was mainly Tetris versus Tetris. So we had, if you delete lines, you send over garbage to your opposite player. Typically, you're going to be doing the standard lines. 1 line doesn't do anything. That's just cleaning for you. 2 lines sends over 1. 3 lines sends over 2. And if you do a Tetris, so 4 lines, you send over 4. That is not the biggest amount of garbage you can do, though. There's also this T-spin, which you'll probably have to see it to understand what it is. It's very difficult to explain verbally here.
Maybe we have something here to show.
I don't know. Let's see if we can get this to work.
So announce them. These are the waffles here that have been made especially for us.
So how can we get here a T-spin setup? Can you hold the? Yeah, we need that piece, and we need.
All right. Wait. I take.
No, I need. If I do like this, hang on. So if this was.
You have to spin this one here.
Yeah.
Right?
So if that's the hole, you can see there's like a space for a T-piece, and the T-piece comes in and it rotates. So if you rotate it and spin it, that is called a T-spin. And if you clear lines with that, it makes extra damage.
It disappears.
So yes, that's how it works. It's wonderful that we have these things to explain how things work. So yeah, if you do a T-spin and you delete 1 line, you send over 2. If you delete 2 lines, you send over 4. So you delete 2 lines, but it's as powerful as a Tetris. And if you do a triple T-spin, which please don't ask us to do a triple T-spin here, that's going to be really difficult with the waffles. I don't think we have enough for that. But that then sends over 6 lines to your enemy.
I think I also ate the last one, so this will be very difficult.
Yeah, I think he's eaten the last T-piece, so it's going to be impossible to explain this anyway. So, there's also a few other details how you can send over garbage. If you delete a line and then delete a line with your next piece, that is called a combo. The combos add up. So if you do a lot of lines after another, each of those sends over another extra line, additional to however much you deleted. And then there's also a thing called a perfect clear, or an all clear, which is when you remove all of the pieces at the beginning. Typically, there's a few setups you can do. And these setups... Typically, you need 10 pieces to do that, and if you do that, you send over 10 lines to your enemy. And the field that you have in Tetris is 20 lines, so 10 lines is half of the field, which can be really damaging. But it is risky to do that setup because you have to place 10 pieces, and it's not 100% that you're going to get it, because if the other player notices it, it's very easy for him to just delete 2 lines, send over 1 line, and then you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, most of the people actually think if it's going to go to Tetris, they imagine like the classical one where you have to set up the knights and you get the eyepiece into this, and this is pretty much it. This is the whole pattern.
Yeah, back then that was the best way to do it.
It used to be, yes, but nowadays it's a lot more about strategy and tactic. And we also see, like you've seen in the last match, Rika was thinking for a few seconds how to approach the next move, because also there's another thing this Tetris game has in front of others.
Okay, we just got the signal that we're going to switch over to the game. So this was Avon versus Ecke. Avon, as you can see on the right-hand side, he is very French. He has a French flag around him. He has French flags on his face. I think he is very patriotic here to represent the French community. So yeah, I hope you guys like that.
I definitely do.
I love it when people do crazy things for these tournaments. I mean, what should I say about this? Then Ecke, of course, is here from PuyoPuyo Tetris Germany. What you might have noticed also from the previous games that a lot of our players have these purple shirts. We also have turquoise shirts. These are from the PuyoPuyo Tetris Germany community. Purple is typically the Tetris players, and turquoise is the green players. Of course, turquoise is the green players. Turquoise are the Puyo players. We also have some players which say they are just as good in both. We don't have many players that are like that. Those can theoretically have a red shirt, but I don't think we have anyone who actually has those. I think everyone rather chooses the color which suits their favorite game.
If I'm not mistaken, Patsy is one of them who wears one of these.
Exactly. Okay, we have the game here. So we have here Ecke starting up with the BT cannon. As you can see here on the other side, Avon, he's not playing Tetris, he's playing Puyo. So what you see here is he is building up these kind of blobs, and whenever 4 of them connect, they disappear. And the idea is to get the blobs to disappear and have other blobs fall down. Just like now, the red ones disappeared, the blue ones connected, and that made a 2-chain. And that is how you do damage from Puyo. But looking at this, Ecke is actually putting a lot of pressure onto Avon. Because for Puyo players, the only way you can really play against them is to really push, do a really fast Tetris game, do a lot of damage. Because if the Puyo player has the time to build up a big chain, they are just going to win, because you can't counter certain amounts. Ooh, and he got an all clear. That means he's going to have bonus damage with the next deletion he has in Puyo. So this is going to give him quite an advantage for Ecke. Ecke just did a T-spin double. Currently has some holes there. Let's see how this goes. So this is going to be quite a bit of damage that just came. Yeah, about half a screen. So yeah, Avon has to try and build up a combo. Typically you want something like an 8 or a 9 combo. That's going to be typically you're going to kill a Tetris player. But if Ecke can continue pushing a lot of damage over, he should be able to harass him. At the moment, he hasn't got a big chain going. So yeah, looking at how it's going. Oh, it looks like he's triggering the chains. That's a 3. Oh, that was only a 3 chain. I was expecting a bit more. That's a 3 and a double. What can happen in Puyo is also that when you delete, that 2 4 groups delete at the same time at the end. That gives you another extra amount of damage. But yeah, looking at this, Ecke has a pretty key stack. I think he's going to, but now he's been pushed up. Double T-spin. Oh, this looks bad. It's difficult to place this. Yeah, this looks like currently Ecke is a little bit under pressure. Might be difficult to get out of this, because I think Avon has quite a lot of time to get his stack set up. But he's
Ecke is struggling here very much, but if you've seen him,
very difficult.
He is pulling off every trick in the hut in the book to get back. He also made a single T-spin from nothing. It's like if you have on the toppest part a T-spin. Avon won the first round.
Yes.
You can make a single T-spin, so he also pulled out that one, but it was not enough to come back from this.
And Ecke again is setting up a DT cannon. So this is a special setup where you send, if you have 2 T-pieces, you can do a double T-spin and a triple followed. So that would mean it's first of all 4 damage, then 6 damage, and you get another bonus line damage through the combo. So it is a very powerful opener, and a lot of players use it. So yeah, as you can see now that Avon has quite a lot of garbage in the middle, but he's trying to clear it up now. He has, oh, that was a 4 combo, and Ecke was able to counter it, so he is actually completely in the clear again.
Usually you do not build too high as a Tetris player, but Ecke was preparing a combo to counter it, so this was a good play from him.
Yes, exactly. The thing is, when you're playing against Puyo, you actually can build relatively high, because typically you can hear when the chain is starting. So you are able to adapt based on when the chain is starting. You know, okay, you now have a few more seconds where you can then start deleting stuff to try and counter it. Okay. Yep.
Which
So,
Ecke is doing right now. Playing fast. There are also people who play even faster than that. They just build up one Tetris and send Tetris after Tetris.
yeah.
But this one does also work, as we have seen here.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a misplace, I believe, just now. Okay, so that's going to be difficult to counter. He probably needs an eyepiece at the top. Oh, looking for where he can place these.
Oh, no, that's
Bad misplace.
That is
So 2-2. So this is going to be the set point between the two. Pretty equal match so far. It's quite interesting because it's always nice to see Tetris versus Puyo because it's a little bit something different.
He's trying for full clear. We do not have to say too loud because if the
Oh, no,
enemy
it's-
is getting aware of it.
Yeah, he got the wrong pieces sadly, but otherwise this would have been an example of a perfect clear, and that would have set over a lot of garbage to Avon.
Oh, something that we can also see here right now, Ecke is playing very much slower now because he has to wait for the combo. There are also attacks and defenses, and Ecke is now in a defense mode in this situation.
Yeah, so what happens is when someone starts clearing lines, or sending lines, you see above their field, there are these dots that appear. And these are pretty much garbage waiting for you to place your next piece. As soon as you place the next piece, the garbage appears from underneath in Tetris or above in Puyo. And what you can do is, if you see that garbage is waiting, if you are able to clear something at that moment, and you can kind of remove that damage. So if I send over 4 lines to you, if you do a Tetris, you've blocked it and it doesn't come to me. So, and that's why sometimes this is also compared to like a fighting game, because it's very much based on timing when you want to actually clear the last song.
You can see the patterns here because Ecke can play very fast, as you see here right now. But he was waiting until he was able to get an attack in to counter, and now he's building down. He's trying to get combos off. He's trying to get E-spins in and everything. So he counters and counters and counters to get Avon back to the top.
Yeah,
Part of
it has quite a bit of garbage, but I think this is now okay. He's trying to get a bigger chain off, but it seems like he's fighting a little bit. He's only getting like the double and triples I'm seeing. But Ecke is relatively high still, so it's the garbage is mounting now. So let's see if Ecke can get down here. Sometimes this can actually be good if you're low down, close to the top of the white lines in Tetris with not much of your own pieces, because you can build up a lot of combos, but that's kind of luck-based, so you can't really guarantee that that's going to help.
Ecke is in a very, very bad position.
But that was a nice combos now.
Yes, he also made a Z spin, which is quite nice after a misplay, which does not happen, of course.
So, and now he's okay, this looks like Avon is currently setting up his yeah, that was very close.
Ecke is still in it.
And he's fighting at the top.
And he is not able to pull a combo off fast enough. Avon has to get a combo off fast enough for this now. This is a 1, a 2, but not a 3, but this was enough. It was enough.
Yeah.
For Avon
So,
to get the match point.
the first set goes to Avon. So this means he has an advantage next set. Okay.
Oh, he's going for another.
Oh, this is an
That was
interesting
the
setup.
Pelican opener.
Is it called Pelican?
Yeah, he told me that one.
Okay.
He taught me that one.
Oh,
This
and
is
he's setting up a triple straight afterwards. That was a very nice opener from Ecke. So yeah, as you mentioned before, there are quite a few like openers that you can learn as a Tetris player, and if you're able to pull them off, you can shoot out a lot of damage very quickly at the beginning. At the same time, Ecke now has a very interesting stack looking at this, so I'm not sure if that was planned.
But he's too used to almost every spin in this game.
Yeah,
It was like magic watching him.
but Avon is really far up. This looks. Ooh, he's triggering it, but it's this doesn't look like Avon is going to get
Does
too
this
far.
work? Just for a 2 times combo. Ecke is now in a very offensive position now. He has to back from this. He has to get him now, or else it would be too late.
Yeah, Avon is fighting with the garbage, trying to clean up things, but the garbage just keeps coming. Ecke just keeps sending over garbage one line after the other. So it looks like Avon will be probably getting out.
Beautiful and four combo. Oh. This will send some garbage over there.
Yeah. Yeah, Avon is really fighting at the top of the stack. He's doing like doubles and triples, but his main chain is not going to be able to trigger here.
You can see that both of them have a hard time because Ecke has to play fast, very fast to get this win.
Yeah.
And Avon has to get combos from scratch, from nothing.
Bad misplays there for Ecke.
Oh no.
Yeah. But it's luckily only one hole. It could be worse.
This could be a nice combo.
Oh, and it looks like Avon is
This is a
actually
beautiful
working his way
combo.
down a 5 combo. That's going to be a lot of damage for Ecke.
But is this enough?
Ooh,
It is enough!
Avon had a wonderful comeback that round. 1-0 to Ecke. Against Ecke. Okay, so Ecke is building up another DT cannon. Look at it. Yes, looks like it. So this will be another double followed by a triple. This is going to send over quite a bit of garbage. And this will probably block whatever Avon had set up here at the moment. So he's going to have to clear up some of the garbage to get to the chains that he was building. And this is the main strategy that, that was a lot of damage. I think Avon is going to be out.
Yes.
Oh no, he was able to counter it.
This is these kind of situations where the PuyoPuyo player is aware that the Tetris player is playing on the attack mode, so they have to get 2 or 3 combos off as fast as possible. Which is hard and difficult sometimes, because as you can see, it's not easy to pull them off properly.
And Avon keeps sending over garbage. He's always doing his 2 and triple combos, but chains. But Ecke seems to be ready for them. Whenever anything is coming over, he just sends a Tetris and blocks.
3, 4,
And yeah, and he sent it back. It countered it, but it wasn't enough because it was quite a big chain.
countered it.
Yeah. So he only got 4 lines, even though that was quite a big chain originally.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But Ecke is not out yet.
Yeah. But I have the feeling Avon is now getting into a better position because the garbage is clearing up a bit. He's now getting further down. I think he has a bit of an advantage at the moment.
It's interesting to see how much they struggle. Usually, if I see Puyo players, they have their safe combos stored. But this time, I only see like 3 or 4 combos at a time.
I mean, there's different ways you can play Puyo, the same as with Tetris. I mean, as some people do like these big setups with the triple T-spins and so on, you can also just have a Tetris player with lots of 3 and 4 line chains. It's, yeah. Really depends on the players.
When we've been playing the Tetris tournament before, the other day, I've seen that Hiku is doing some 3 combos in the start, very fast. So maybe this is another good strategy to approach these tournaments.
Yeah. So Ecke is pretty high up again. Avon has pretty free stack, so it looks like he has some time to set things up. But that was a double T-spin just now from Ecke. Let's see how the garbage is going to land. It still looks okay. It looks like he can still trigger it. So that was a triple.
He has to act fast now.
Yep. And that was that. Avon got the second win here. So now this would be a match point for Avon.
Very intense. Very intense. You can see how much the tables turned in this in this set.
Yep. It's I mean they were very equal throughout the whole thing, but it seems like Avon just had a little bit more luck pulling through. I wouldn't be surprised if Ecke now actually pulls a few wins just to pull back because they were equal almost the whole way.
Kann man nochmal den Chat sehen?
Yeah. So having a quick look over here to the chat. Thanks for the compliments, Master Bello. Yes. Yeah. So we have one question here regarding the game modes. We can explain it after this match a little bit because it's Tetris versus Puyo, which it's a little bit strange if you've never seen it before. We'll make a quick explanation after this match. Yeah.
Also, one thing to say, we are also very hyped for these games because we love this game and we love the people here, so we're really feeling it.
Yeah.
I'd say that this way.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing this game for so long at this point. I mean, I got here to this community and the whole network party just because I bought the game and started playing against all of them online. So, yeah, it kind of built up this whole community. And, yeah, our group here is mainly the German-speaking community, so Austria and Swiss as well. And, yeah, all of the people here, we've been playing with each other for quite a while, so a lot of people are very hyped for the matches. And it looks like Eke is out. Avon pushed him out there. So the second set did not nearly go as well for Eke. The first set, I believe, was 3-2. So this was a 3-0, and that means Avon goes on to the next match. Beautiful. Oh, and we are back. So, yeah, so a quick explanation maybe why there are two different game modes. So, yeah, most people know Tetris, at least in the Western world. Tetris is relatively well known. Puyo is mainly in Asia. It's played in a big way, but there are also quite a few games in the Western world. There was this game, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which I think was for most people the first time they ever played Puyo. And then there are a few other games. But yeah, PuyoPuyo Tetris, because the Sega got the license for Tetris and they own Puyo, they made this combined game. So, of course, you can play generally the Tetris vs. Tetris or Puyo vs. Puyo. Puyo is a completely different type of game, but they managed to balance it out pretty well. So you can play Tetris versus Puyo as well, and you will play. Thank you for the suit. Yeah, but yeah, you see very different strategies if you're Tetris versus Puyo, or if it's Puyo versus Puyo or Tetris versus Tetris. You have very different game styles normally, depending on who you play against. So yeah, it makes this game quite a bit more interesting, and yeah, at least in PPTG, we have mainly Tetris players. I'd say about a third of us are Puyo players. So we certainly have more Tetris players altogether, but that's why we also have here people from the French community over here who are joining to also increase the Puyo numbers. And yeah, it just makes it a bit more interesting. And we never know who's going to win. There's some very interesting matches when both game modes are in.
So, yeah, I have to say that I am also very impressed by the suit that Slavic's wearing today.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I've seen it beforehand, and when he entered the room here, everyone was so amazed by it.
Yeah, I didn't tell anyone that I had this prepared, so this was kind of a surprise for pretty much everyone, I think. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. I don't see the chat right now, but I have here the current overview, so I'm going to quickly have a look. Our next match, which is going to happen here, is Hiku versus Baby Yoshi. So Baby Yoshi we just saw. She beat VNG in the previous round. And Hiku is our previous Grand Champion from last session. So this is going to be pretty interesting how this is going to go.
Also, something of interest, he's not even the champion from the last United LAN, which he attended to.
Yeah.
He also got another title. Maybe you can tell more about it, because I've only seen the most important part of it.
You're talking about the match that happened a few days ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't know too much about it. I know that there's I think there's a tournament in the French community which happens every 3 months or something like that. And he, in the previous round, he didn't win. But this one that was during this network party, he actually sat down to play online. He actually then won it. So even with the crappy internet that sometimes we have here, he somehow was able to play properly. And yeah, it was he won there. So that was quite exciting.
I am secretly rooting for Hiku to win this tournament, but let's see where it goes.
Okay, so if you're for Hiku, I can't be for Hiku. Yeah. Can you switch the screen, please? Thank you.
I am seeing this correctly. Hiku is playing Tetris and Baby
no,
Yoshi.
the screens are the wrong way.
Okay.
Yeah, so perhaps a quick correction. Hiku is very clearly on the left-hand side, and Baby Yoshi is on the right-hand side. I don't believe Hiku would be playing anything except Puyo. So, yeah. Baby Yoshi. Okay, I just noticed that the cameras are off. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so yes, on the left-hand side we had Hiku, and he already just did a big chain, and you can see how much damage that sent over to Yoshi. it's really brutal when Puyo player is able to get a big chain off. So she just did a double T-spin to counter his double that he just sent over. But this is gonna be quite difficult for Baby Yoshi to get out of this because she's all the way at the top and Hiko has all the time in the world to build up his next big chain. And this does not look good. She got a lot of O pieces and she had no place to put them. So there's another double T-spin all the way up there. Difficult to pull off, but I still have the feeling that this will hurt. Now that Hiko is doing his next chain, that's a 3 or 4. A 4 sent over. Can she block it? No, that will not.
Which does not stop here. It does not stop.
That will take out. Okay, so Hiko pulls ahead 1-0.
Oh, and we have the
French overlay, I believe.
French
I saw this
overlay.
correctly. Yes.
for you to enjoy, of course.
Yes, this is all for our French players and totally not a mistake on our side. So, okay, and Hiko is triggering his next chain. That is a triple. Let's see how far that goes. That takes about half of the space up to on Yoshi's side. She is now digging her way down. This currently still looks okay, but Hiko has almost built up half of his field already. If he is now able to trigger a big chain, this will really hurt.
I've seen a chat message, poor Yoshi. I can assure you, Baby Yoshi is in a good position because she's very used to be on the top part of the screen most of the time.
Yeah.
He once told me in secret that she's performing better the higher she goes, so this is her thing.
5. Oh, and that's a 7 chain coming from Hiko. This will probably take out Baby Yoshi because that
Probably, but she countered
wow,
it.
she actually
Amazing
managed to
play.
block that.
Amazing.
Because that was a huge chain. Normally that amount cannot easily be countered. She must have been saving quite a few eyepieces to do that. So yeah, let's see if she can dig her way down and try to put a bit of pressure on Hiko, which is not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely not. But also one thing that I've told before, Baby Yoshi waited before she pulled off the Tetris and the back-to-back to counter it, and it did pay off.
Exactly, it's a huge topic of timing on the Tetris part. If you can't put the pressure on the Puyo player, you have to certainly try and counter the garbage, because I think if it's an 8 chain, if you don't at least counter part of it, you are going to be pushed all the way to the top and you're out. So, ooh, well, that was another big attack there.
But she's defending herself so greatly.
Yes.
This win is not for granted for
Yeah.
Hiko. He has to pay for it. He has to work for it. Hard.
I mean, he has the advantage that he actually already played the tournament yesterday pretty much, so, or the day before.
The people are prepared now.
Yeah. But I've seen these people been playing here in the background all the time. I know that there's been a lot of Tetris play happening in the last few days. So let's see how this goes. Oh, quite a bit of garbage now over to Hiko. Let's see if he can clear it up. More garbage. I have the feeling that Yoshi actually was able to do quite a bit.
And
but
also
there's
through
another
the garbage. Through the garbage.
That was
Can you
a
imagine?
nice chain. Pushing her up again. So, but Yoshi has a very clean stack. Oh, and she set up for a T-spin and a Tetris and then another few lines. So yeah, she's digging her way down, keeps putting on pressure on Hiko, but Hiko is extremely good at working through this type of setup. I've played against him myself, and it is actually a nightmare. However fast we play, he somehow manages to dig his way through the garbage.
It's like he's expecting to work with this.
Yeah, that's the most annoying thing as a Tetris player, when you send over loads of garbage and still you then just see him trigger the chain, and then he's just sitting there because he can't do anything whilst the chain is happening, and you just know that your doom is coming.
Like we're seeing this here right now.
Yeah, and that was a 3-0 win for Hiko. So first set goes to Hiko, and now we have the second set. Let's see if Yoshi can perhaps pull back and get up to a 1-1. I would certainly hope that she can do it.
I also do this.
Yeah.
I love to see Baby Yoshi performing nice at this week.
I know that last year we did see some losses from Hiko as well. We had some very strong players. I think Patsi specifically was a big fight between those two. But yeah, I mean, we also have people like Nonos, who is also a very strong player.
Wasn't it like the best German, the best French, and the best Austria player were in the final at the end?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
It was a very good matchup that we had here, at least from the German community. We had some of our best players here. And that's a lot of garbage on Yoshi's side. That is gonna take her out. Well, that was a huge chain. So 1-0 for Hiku. See, Yoshi is building up her stack.
Not a combo, but a stack.
Yeah. Yeah, Yoshi is typically not so much someone who plays with openers, but she just plays very consistently and cleanly. I rarely see her make any mistakes.
So this is another strategy to send Tetris after Tetris after Tetris. I think it also has something to do with the trash, how it's aligned by the Puyo player. Because sometimes you can pull off a nice combo, but it's also not like the trash is sent equally, but in a stack.
Yeah. Here a bit, and Sliga, nice to see you all in the chat. Oh, and Hiku pushed out Yoshi again, so this means this is the match point for Hiku. If he takes another win here, that will mean he moves on. And I believe he's then already in the half-finals or semi-finals.
Rika is preparing a full clear, which she does actually pull off.
Wow, perfect clear. That's going to be a lot of damage over to Hiku. So a perfect clear is he's trying to counter it with his chain. And I think he actually did it.
Yes, this is the thing. He was seeing that she's pulling off a full clear, and he prepared this small combo, which paid off perfectly.
Yeah. So he was actually able to counter it and actually send over more garbage to Yoshi. Normally, one of these perfect clears is against Tetris players, it's 100% will push you upwards. In this case, because with Puyo you can have such big chains, he was completely able to counter it.
It's so sad to watch because this was a very, very good fight here.
Yeah. I'm sure she can pull some more off because she is really powering through here.
Ich hab's mal gesagt mit dem
I think there was an attack and a defense between the two of them.
Yeah.
I think I missed it. We're having some technical things to discuss here right now, so we're not fully in this situation right now.
Yeah, but now we're back. So, yeah, Yoshi is fighting her way down, just did a Tetris, and Hiku almost did an all clear. That would have been even more painful if that would have worked. But yeah, he's all the way down to the bottom again. Yoshi needs to start digging her way out before Hiku builds up another big chain. I have the feeling he will have enough time to do it. Looking at this, he's already got half the screen full with his Puyos, and that is probably gonna hurt when he triggers it. Ooh, this is going to...
Hiku's waiting with the combo.
Yeah, so that was his counter. He sent back over the garbage.
But now, I think now it's time. No, it's not. Hiku is still waiting. I think he's waiting for... he was waiting for small combos.
Yeah, he didn't even trigger his big chain and he still won. So 3-0, 2-0 from the sets. Hiku against Baby Yoshi. That was a very strong play from him. So this is kind of a pre-showing of what we're going to expect when we get to the grand finals. So Hiku has now moved forward to the semi-finals. And he is going to play against the winners of the next bracket, which isn't quite ready yet. I'm seeing Nonus is already in the next bracket. I'm looking who's going to be the next game. Okay, so we have Eliva versus Avon. Avon we just had as well. Again, a patriotic French player. Everyone here in the chat who's from France will like to see him play. I mean, we had Hiku just now, but he doesn't have the flag and things on his face. So I think Avon is the more patriotic French player here today. And yeah, Eliva, she is pretty much one of the best players from Austria. She's very good also in the Tetris Classic community. For some of you guys who know it, she's also managed to do a top out before in Tetris Classic, which not many people can claim by themselves. I think from the PPTG, she's the only one who's managed it. So even Giant, who is also very good in Tetris Classic, hasn't had a top out yet, I believe. So yeah, that's... But the question is, has she been focusing on Tetris Classic a lot lately? And has she been playing some Tetris Puyo as well?
I've seen her playing a lot of the classical Tetris over there. He has like a small television screen for this.
Yeah, the really old-fashioned CRT televisions, and I believe a stack of 3 NESs. So, yeah, I believe there's one that's even NTSC, but it's only black and white. So that is also a very, very fun setup. Yeah, so let's see how this goes. So we're going to have Eliva on the left-hand side and Avon on the right-hand side.
We're just preparing everything. So
Yeah, everything's being prepared.
if you're writing right now in the chat, we cannot read it right now, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah, here we are.
It's just a few seconds.
So what do we have here? Yeah, Eliva is playing now. Pip Pip. Okay, so let's see.
Von den Köpfen, falls ihr Köpfe habt.
We are also very interested to see her performance,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah,
as we said.
I just see here how Pirbip is calling her the Austrian Classic Empress. That's a
Yeah.
nice title.
That's a new one, and it's also to see this, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Tetris Classic, a completely different world to what we have been seeing here. Perhaps a few comparisons. Tetris Classic, that's the game that you've all played on the Game Boy probably. That's like the Tetris game that everyone knows. There are a few differences compared to what we have. For first of all, it is pretty much 100% random what pieces you get. That is not the case in our Tetris that we're playing here. Here we have a bag system where you have the 7 pieces, one after the other, and then you have the next bag with the 7 pieces. So you can kind of expect when the pieces are going to come. In Tetris Classic, you can just sit there with 30 pieces and not get a single line piece if the Tetris gods hate you that day. So yeah, Tetris Classic is kind of hard there. Another difference is that in the modern Tetris, you can use the hold function, which means you can store a piece if you can't place it. That is something you can't do in Classic. And also Classic, the speed always increases until it's not humanly possible to play anymore. That does not happen in PuyoPuyo Tetris. Even on the highest speed, you can still easily continue to play if you're a good player. And yeah, what else is the difference between Classic? Oh yeah, in Classic, there's a different type of rule set of how the pieces work. So the modern Tetris is called super rotation system is what they call it. And the idea is that if a piece is rotated but there's no space, the piece gets kicked to the side. And that is what allows these T-spins, double T-spins and T-spin triples, which is absolutely impossible in Tetris Classic. I think double T-spins you can do, they don't do anything, but it looks cool. But yeah, in Classic, it is a very different world. And I have to say, even like this modern Tetris, I can play it very well. If I play Tetris Classic, I struggle very quickly. It is such a different game from a rule set and from how hard it is to keep a clean stack because you have to place every piece. It's very different to play it.
I was about to say the same. I know my mother has a Tetris game for the Game Boy, and when I visited her, I was about to play this one, and I was so confused to not be able to rotate the Tetris into the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that was actually how I started out with Tetris. My mother loved Tetris. She would play 260 lines on the Game Boy or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then we would always connect it with the link cable, and she hated playing versus. Like she just wanted to play it like meditation.
Exactly.
And then when I played with her, she hated it because I kept doing Tetris, sending stuff over to her. And, yeah.
It's beautiful to see because when she saw how I performed, and she was like, "Wow, you're so bad. Get better at the game."
Yeah, so that's one of those games where sometimes our parents even beat us. So this is really yeah. So yeah, the setup is currently happening. I don't know what's the holdup. Looks like they're currently fighting a bit with technical issues. So yeah, let's see. I can perhaps switch back to the chat if I am able to find it. I believe that might be it. No, where is the chat over here? Oh, I think I'm going to have to wait for technical help to be here.
Thing that the third tab is der dritte Tab da oben rechts, links.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. That is God. Which mythology?
Hiku is here for the French player, so
Yeah.
I think.
Exactly. Yeah, Hiku talking in French. Who shot?
Oh, cool shirt, by the way, Red. If I'm not mistaken, you're right. I think you're Bruno. I don't know. Here it is.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I want to say it really quick.
Yeah. Oh, we're switching. We're switching. By the way, the next match is up. We're playing Avon on the left-hand side and Eliva on the right-hand side, or is it switched again? I have the feeling it's switched again. We'll see. Whoever is playing Tetris and Puyo will tell us who's where.
Yes. On the right side, Eliva, on the left side, Avon.
Yeah.
And I've also seen that there are fans of both sides, so this will be very interesting.
Yeah, you can see here Eliva very, very quick with her placement. She has a really good sprint as well. I believe under a minute in PuyoPuyo Tetris. It might sound little for people who know like Tetrio and so on, but PuyoPuyo Tetris, if you're under a minute, it's really good.
And this is a strategy, sending Tetris after Tetris after Tetris.
Yeah. She's pretty much playing a pure sprint game right now, just sending one Tetris after another really fast.
I'm sorry for asking,
wow.
but they still count as a back-to-back if they are so delayed.
Yes. No, that's actually something different. There is a thing called back-to-back, which is if you do a Tetris and the next line tier is also a Tetris, that also counts as a +1. I forgot to mention that before. So yeah, if she keeps that up, she's sending over 5 lines, which of course have to be converted in Puyo. It looks a little bit different, but yeah, that is what she is currently doing. And this round just now, you saw how fast she was, and that really put so much pressure on Avon that he was just pushed out. And you can see here that he just keeps getting garbage from Eliva, and it is really difficult for him to like build up any chain or get to the trigger points even. He might have a good chain, but if the garbage is in the way, he can't start it. So yeah, this is he's really being pushed upwards. You really have to clean this up. I don't really see a big chain that he's going to be able to pull off here. So I believe, Eliva looks like she's placed some things badly. So it might be that he has a bit of breathing room, but there's more garbage coming. If he's really lucky, he can perhaps do something, but that looks like he's out.
That is the thing that you've before. This has to be done. It's a strategy, but if it is getting interrupted, the strategy does not work anymore. So you have to switch strategies. Mm-hmm. And Eliva, I don't know if she messed up opener, but this one is not as smooth as it was at the last time.
Yeah, this looks like she's dropping quite a few badly. Quite a few holes in her stack. I don't know what's happened there. But okay, now she has a T-spin double set up, so maybe now she can finally put on a bit of pressure. Yeah, now she's going down with some nice combos. Ooh, this is actually really hurting. That was a big combo that she just sent over. But it seems like he was actually able to counter, so probably his big chain just disappeared based on her counter. So yeah, let's see how this keeps going. Oh no, that was a bad misplace from Eliva. She needs to clear her well again. Otherwise, she will not be able to get the Tetris in. And there comes the stack from Avon. So yeah, now Eliva has to start digging a bit.
Some people are saying that they are struggling with delays when they are playing, so most of them are attending the game.
That was a big amount of garbage over at Avon, I think.
It was, indeed! He's out! He's out!
So Eliva 1-0 versus Avon. So there you see, it's possible to win against Puyo with Tetris.
I've seen them before standing around here at the I don't know what's at the hall, and they were also talking about who will play against whom, and Avon sounded pretty confident in beating Eliva, and now he's struggling a bit, so this is interesting to watch.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, this tournament setting is always different. It's you might be the best player whenever you're playing online, then you get into a tournament and suddenly you're nervous and you start making bad mistakes. You never know how it turns out. If you've never, that was
very quick.
Yes.
Also, a chat message from Stega. Finally, someone who plays Tetris that destroys those Puyos.
Yes.
Indeed. It's all about strategy in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, she's preparing a triple T-spin.
Yeah, triple T-spin. That is 6 lines of damage, which converted to Puyos is still quite a bit. That's more than a Tetris. He is doing his 4 chain to delete that. It sent over some to Eliva, but it meant that he also had to clear his whole field just to do the counter. So let's see if Eliva can keep up her damage. He will probably have some issues. Yes, he's doing his chains, but they're not arriving at Eliva's side. She's able to counter them.
I think we need more hype for Avon, indeed.
Yes.
It's his first time that he's here. He was brought here.
He's the first time here. Hiku brought him here. I think Hiku enjoyed last time quite a lot, so that's why he probably made some advertisements here in the French community. But I believe Avon has also played in other tournaments before. I'm not too familiar with the French league, I have to say.
With each other, yeah, I think so too. I'm not sure. I've seen a few plays in the French part. If Hiku is sending his stream,
perfect clear on Avon's side. That means his next chain is gonna do extra damage.
Idee complete.
Yeah, we can the French titles here, which we don't know. Okay, a match point for Eliva, or point deceit, if I see that correctly. Ah, decisive. Okay, point decisive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I see it. I see it.
Yeah, so Eliva is quite far up this time, more than previously, but she now is able to send over a 3-line. Not quite a Tetris. Let's see, it seems like she's struggling a bit to get a good setup going here. It's, I have a feeling this might be a chance for Avon to come back.
This is like a very bad situation for Tetris players in general, because they have to decide whether to make a good combo or to get down fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a balance between down stacking and cleaning and sending over damage. Because typically, if you want to do damage, you're not going to be down stacking too much. I mean, that's why double T-spin is so powerful, because you can do it with very little space. But building up a Tetris all the way at the top is pretty dangerous if you're already high up.
Sometimes you are able to combo your way down, but this is very unlikely in most of the cases.
Yeah, it's most of the time that is luck. So it's difficult to build on that. Ooh, that was a missed drop from Eliva just there. And Aiden has built up quite a lot. Let's see, he's now triggering his chain. This was a 3, a 4, 5. I see a 6 chain. So this is going to be quite a bit of damage if Eliva cannot counter this, and it doesn't look like she can. So Aiden got his first point here.
That's the first win for Avon. Maybe this is the breakpoint.
Yeah, let's see if he can get a comeback going here. Would be interesting if we get our first 1-1.
That would be very nice.
Yes.
Eliva is now going back to the Tetris after Tetris strategy. And
just very quick play, building Tetris, doing back-to-backs, keeping the back-to-back going, so not making any mistakes. This is a good way to harass Puyo players. It's the only really good strategy to make sure that they don't manage to build up their big chain. But if they are really good, they're able to just build through the garbage. I'm kind of amazed sometimes how they still get the chains to work.
people usually used to use another strategy, which is called for white, which Slavic maybe explain later. But the idea is that you have to play very fast versus Puyo players, because Puyo players say if you take long for your combos, they build up their combo.
Ooh, and that was it. Oliver beats Avon. Avon is out 2-1 on Oliver's side. So, and we are back.
Oh, there we are. Yes, we are back.
Wonderful. So that was a very good match from Eliva. Well, one of the favorites here again. She's one of the best players. I think today she's the best player we have from Austria, I believe. Yeah, last year we also had Patsi here, but he's not. He wasn't able to come this year. So the Tetris Classic Empress I saw in the chat previously. She won this match.
Nice installation.
So the next match was being shown. Okay, so the next match is going to be Ecke versus Yukina. Ecke we just saw previously fighting against Hiku, I believe, or was it Avon?
Ecke was against Avon.
Against Avon, yes. And he's now going to play against Yukina, and this is in the loser bracket. So these are people who have been kicked out of the winner bracket, and they have their second chance to work their way through. So let's have a look at this. We have, so Ecke we've already seen. Yukina is, I'm actually thinking, is Yukina playing Puyo or Tetris? Because I think he can play both.
Yes, he's playing both.
Yeah, so maybe this might be the first player who actually switches after this.
I'm wondering what he will attend first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quickly have a look what's going on in chat. Yeah, I agree. Eliva played really impressively. I mean, it was pretty much like just a perfect sprint we were watching most of the time, just doing one Tetris after another as fast as we could. It's always cool to see something like that. Yeah.
There was a message earlier. Eliva is doing great. Of course, he's doing great. Slavic is dressed very well, and he also dressed a bit differently. And that's because I want to make it really quick.
Yeah, sure.
I've made a little advertisement on a French server. I am, and I've decided to put their, let's say, their mascot into the stream, and here it is. They use an owl,
Yeah.
so I was asked to use it, and now I decided to use it. And they've made this game here. I don't know if you can see it like this.
You can stand up slightly. Yeah.
They've made
The
this
last
game,
spell.
so this is just a little small advertisement.
Yeah.
If anyone is here, this is me. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some people who might know me, they might know it's kind of a joke regarding the owl, but I won't elaborate on that. So, yeah.
I've been for this.
Yeah, it's cute. It's awesome.
Oh, you said it's a joke.
No, it was related to something else. It's not.
Oh,
I'm,
so,
not saying,
okay, okay.
I'm not saying it's a joke. I'm saying it's related to something else. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the brackets and have a little look what it looks like. This is currently the setup. You can see there's been quite a lot of games being played. So perhaps quickly having a look how it looks now. So Nonos has advanced, who is also one of the favorites. Giant also advanced. And yeah, we are now switching over, I believe, to the game, which was, as I said, Ecke versus Yukine. I think after this match, we'll have another look at the brackets, so we have a little bit more time. But yeah, you can see here, we're going to see Baby Yoshi again as well. Marshall, we haven't actually seen yet. I hope we get to see a game from him as well. I can see VNG and Avon are going to play against each other. That's also going to be an interesting match. Yeah, but a lot of these matches, of course, are happening in the background. It's only going to be in the semifinals and in the semifinals in the loser brackets, which we're actually going to see live. So we're going to have to follow these matches via the brackets here. And yeah, the interesting matches, we're going to try and get as many of them as we can. But if we would show every single one of these, we actually would go up to 6 hours. So yeah, I don't want to do a 6-hour stream, but we'll try and get all of the important matches, and hopefully we'll get most of the exciting ones live here so everyone can see.
I think we are pretty fast this time, because last time we had issues streaming most of the games, so we asked the people to play the games in advance and stream them afterwards. So this took a lot of time. I remember that Slavik and me, we were sitting here for almost like an hour of delay while the finals were taking place in the back room, and we just were talking about pretty much everything. The game is already starting.
The game just started. So on the left-hand side, you see Ecke. On the right-hand side, you see Yukine, or you see the top of his head because he's playing handheld, if I look at this correctly. Yeah, so both of them playing Tetris. I was expecting Yukine maybe to play Puyo, but it seems like we're going to see a big Tetris battle going on. Ooh. And it looks like here that Ecke is actually a bit under pressure. Okay, so, okay, yeah. So Ecke is quite under pressure at the top, but that doesn't mean much yet. Let's see, he's working his way down. Yukine also, they're pretty much on the same height. Both Yukine has the well open, sending over some garbage to Ecke, but he was able to counter it. Yeah, looks pretty close.
Now we are switching back to a Tetris game, of course, and I think we've seen a Puyo versus Puyo game in the past. Katsu versus Niku.
Yeah.
Maybe we see it again.
Yeah, I'm sure we will have a Puyo versus Puyo match at some point today. I think that's always happened at some point. But at the moment, we've only seen Tetris versus Tetris versus Puyo.
We have a very Tetris strong community in Germany.
Yeah, oh, and Ecke won.
Ecke won.
I knew I'd win.
Yeah,
Ecke took the win.
yeah. Maybe also something in case people are wondering. There are characters in this game, but they actually don't need anything.
There's again the Pelican opener.
Yeah.
And Ecke told me that it's a very useful strategy to get T-spin into a triple T-spin.
Yeah, and there's a triple T-spin coming through. A lot of damage.
He also told me that he has a few talents in mind. He trained a lot of them, and he knows if he see a few blocks in the lineup, he knows which opener he is going to be deployed.
Yeah. I remember Ecke once showed me a really nice opening if you have an S-set start, which normally is a terrible start in Tetris, but with that setup you actually could build it into like a kind of a DT cannon type thing where you have a double and a triple, and you don't have to like slide something underneath to clean it up. It was really nice.
He's one of the people who can start a poker game and get a 2 and a 7 and will go out with the pot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so let's see. Ecke is really, he's far up, but he's really fighting well up there. So I've seen this in the past. I've played against Ecke a lot of times myself, and he is really good at surviving. Like, even if you push him all the way to the top, somehow he just gets through.
Yes. And he's also very patient. He managed to teach me Tetris. And I'm very bad at this game, to say myself.
So that means that he wasn't very good. It's probably the pupil. Yeah, so Ecke seems to have cleaned up his stack quite a bit and is pushing his way down to the bottom. I think he is now currently in the winning chair. But yeah, it looks like he's Yukina. Ooh, Yukina came back and he pushed Ecke out. So we have a 1-1. Okay, let's see. Ecke is building up a normal stack. Looking at this, I don't see any kind of on here. Just building a clean one. Yukina, interestingly enough, did a DT cannon, so they just kind of swapped roles just now. Normally I expect openers from Ecke, but I'm not sure why he's... Oh, okay, very risky. He's not using his eyepiece yet.
There's the first.
Oh, and that was close. That could have killed him just then.
Yukina is playing with a small combo here. But it's not enough to really get Ecke into any kind of trouble. We can see that they are playing now Tetris after Tetris, and there's really not really much other to play at the second.
Yeah. None of them are doing two special setups. I mean, Yukina just did a double T-spin, but it's maybe just who plays consistently, who can work with the stack the best, and just who is faster with sending over garbage. It doesn't look like any of them is doing too many mistakes. Yeah, Yukina again with a double T-spin to counter the Tetris. They're just playing the garbage back and forth at the moment.
So sometimes it's like most of the time the people are in a position where one is attacking and one is defending.
Yeah.
And if none of them is doing either way, it's getting into a strange pattern where it's just Tetris after Tetris until something is happening.
Yeah. Ecke is doing really well in setting up the T-spins here. He's doing one after the other. It's really good.
He delayed the T-spin to get the block down, the trash down.
Yeah. Also, he changed it in such a way that he would actually have a well afterwards to use with an eyepiece.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So we can see here that if Ecke would be in the position to be aggressive in the attack mode, he would have done it, but there is not really a way to get into an aggressive mode.
Oh, and that was probably it. Yay! Okay, Ecke got a point there again. We're now at 2-1. That was a very long match between the two. It was really going back and forth all the time. Very good match. They seem to be, just now, that seemed to be very equal what they were doing. Ecke just somehow scratched out a little bit more, perhaps a few more double T-spins.
Now it's going back to very fast Tetris plays, and they're pulled off pretty fast. They are countering each other and attacking each other. Ecke is preparing another T-spin. In this situation here, he's waiting for a second to get an attack or a defend out. It's a back-to-back.
Yeah. We just got some comments here in the chat from some people who play like classic Tetris and so on, and that it's interesting to see mainline Tetris being played for a change. And yeah, it's a very different game in my opinion, but it's both of them have a different level of skill and so on what they need. Like as I said, classic Tetris for me it's a nightmare to play. But
true,
yeah, it's
true. It feels so. I don't know. It's so slow, and then
it's
so
slow, but at the
fast.
same time the pieces lock so fast again, so it's really difficult. And yeah, it's and of course, yeah, Puyo. I think a lot of people just don't understand Puyo. I understand the basics, but yeah, I was so proud when I managed to get a 6-chain at some point. Yeah, so
it's not a nice feeling.
Yeah. So let's see, yeah, Ecke point-wise really far ahead, so I think he is really sending over the garbage mainly with double T-spins. That generally gives more points than Tetrises. But otherwise, they seem to be pretty on the same level. So even though they seem equal here, Ecke is playing more technical clears.
Oh, there was a single T-spin.
Yeah, exactly. Ecke is probably going to try and do an S-spin here. Oh no, he isn't. It was he made a mistake, but he could have maybe cleaned it up with a Z-spin. Yeah, Yukina is currently fighting with his stack. He is trying to get somewhere where he can actually clear something. It's really fighting at the moment. Ecke also doesn't have a clean stack at the moment. They both kind of screwed up their placements. So
Ecke is not in a rush.
yeah,
It's, he can play safe. Now it's getting close, of course, but yeah.
yeah. It looks like Yukina is slowly but surely cleaning up his stack, and if he manages to get down to the garbage lines, he might actually be able to start sending over some bigger garbage when he gets to the big holes at the bottom.
True, this is one of the situations where Yukine has to play aggressive because he has to clear up. And now he's getting back, he came back from it, so it's open again.
Yeah. So if Yukina now manages to place, okay, that SP probably wasn't quite the right position. He really wants to get to the well, but he wasn't able to. So Ecke took this set. So set points, Ecke 1, Yukina 0. Let's see what happens now.
A very intense game.
Yeah, but very equal players as well. I have the feeling. Like even though Ecke is doing much more like technical tricks with the T-spins and all that, it seems like Yukina is somehow keeping up just with Tetris. So it seems like Yukina maybe playing just generally a little bit quicker. But Ecke is doing more special. Oh, Yukina is trying to do a perfect clear. It wasn't quite right, but that would have hurt a lot if he had managed that.
I've seen tactics already on the PuyoPuyo Tetris Discord where you can delay through clears. People are already trying to do this. I cannot get it. This is
Okay.
way too technical. But the tactics exist.
Yeah. Okay. Yukina has a really clean stack right now. He can now probably also do quite a bit of combos. He decided against it. Let's see, he's really clean stack. Ecke is really high up compared to him. So this match, it kind of looks like Ecke might be having issues. At the same time, he has his T-spin setups and everything, so maybe he can pull through. Let's see, this match, it feels like Ecke might be having some problems.
Yes. Keenan has to play aggressive now, but this is now getting back to where, at this point, it's back to both can play passively if they want to, if they choose to. But you usually, if you are in this situation, I would go, if I see that my enemy is misplaying himself, like Yukina is placing his blocks right now, I would be playing more aggressively.
The question is, does he have the time to look over at his enemy?
Yes,
Because with this speed, I have the feeling he probably doesn't have too much time to watch what the other player is doing.
maybe,
He's probably, and Ecke actually was managed to push him out. So yeah, again, big comeback there. So yeah, even though Ecke was all the way up there, he's still able to use his double T-spins and everything to still send over all the garbage. Yeah. Again, we see here the DT cannon that he has set up. Oh wow!
That was so
okay,
fast.
that was really painful because Yukina also was setting up a VT cannon, but he didn't have the right pieces, so Ecke just pushed him up so far that it was over. Ooh, and Yukina again going for a perfect clear, but Ecke already sent over garbage, so that was not something that worked. But Yukina, that would have almost been a perfect clear afterwards. That would have been interesting.
Yes.
But sadly, he was one piece. He had one piece wrong. If he had the T piece, that would have been a perfect clear.
If he would have pulled that off, he would have beaten Ecke here, because Ecke screwed up his combo very hard, and he's struggling to get back now.
And in 10 lines, that's, as I said, that's half of the screen, and for a Tetris player, that would have pushed him all the way to the top. That would have been pure luck if that would have happened.
Oh
Yes, that was purely dependent on what pieces he get next.
But it pays off so much,
Yes, absolutely.
and it feels very good.
Oh yes.
There have also been players who came into the tournament who were only playing for the perfect clear, to cheese out a win, of course.
Yeah.
It's very hard to pull off one.
Yeah. And most of the top players, if they typically do have an eye on the other player, and they typically do see it if you're trying to do it and will block it.
Yeah. I've played against Giant, and he was seeing it, and he was pushing me Tetris after Tetris. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a nice spin. I can see that Ecke is down to the bottom right now, but he's not playing too aggressive right now.
Yeah, but if he now sets up a Tetris, that's going to really hurt Yukina. So the eyepiece is coming, and he's got another one coming in a second, so this will probably be... Yukina was able to counter it. I did not expect that.
Yeah. He took the time to play back. If Ecke would have been playing faster, he would have gotten him, I think so. but it was fast enough. Sadly, it's still a long tournament to go.
Ooh, and that was it for
That was
Yukina.
it already. I was
Yeah.
just not watching for 1 second.
So 2-0, Ecke was just overpowering with the garbage that he sent over to Yukina. So that means Yukina is now completely out. I believe this was the loser bracket. So that means that Ecke is continuing on, and we're going to switch back to us in a second. So hello everyone, and I think we should probably have a look at the brackets now, because last time we didn't have too much time. So let's have a look a little bit what we have. So we're going to switch over, and we can now see what's happening here. So the loser bracket, you can see down here what just happened. Where was Ecke? So yeah, you can see Ecke won there, and he moved on. So Ecke and Baby Yoshi are going to play a little bit. We have a few other people at the bottom. Haven and VNG are going to play against each other. That's also going to be streamed. And another game that's going to be streamed, we can see at the top, is Nonos versus Giant. Nonos is, they're currently setting up. Nonos, he won the first Tetris tournament we had here when Hiku wasn't here. And I believe he had the 3rd place in the last tournament, if I'm not completely mistaken. A very powerful Tetris player.
Nonos, yes.
Yes, and so Nonos versus Giant. Giant, of course, also famous in the Tetris Classic community. And famous here at the United LAN for just winning every tournament he takes part in, whether he knows the game or not. That just seems to be how he plays. The story I always tell is when we had an evening where we were all drinking, I brought some absinthe, and even though he had 3 absinthes and he was not able to walk straight, he still got the silver medal in Mario Kart. So that guy is a machine in tournaments.
An absolute unit, of course.
Yes.
So this is going to be very amazing. From what I've heard, Nonos got a bit worse at the game. He's not at his peak right now.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting match. Maybe it's even going to be even.
Yeah. So they are currently setting up their game. We can probably, in a few seconds, jump over to them. But we're now getting to these games now are in the quarterfinals, so we're slowly getting to the big top players who have advanced through the whole thing. Currently, I'm seeing how the players are spamming emotes at each other. If you don't know, PuyoPuyo Tetris has some very interesting emotes, including after this game I'm gonna go eat curry. I don't know why you would use that emote, but it's there. Yeah, so here we see the setup. I mentioned this previously, the characters have no meaning whatsoever, at least in Tetris vs. Puyo. There is a Puyo mode where there is a difference, but that is not one that we are currently using. So don't worry about the characters, they are purely just mascots for the players. So on the left-hand side you can see Giant, on the right-hand side you can see Nonos. Nonos straight away with a double T-spin, that's amazingly fast. Giant also straight away with a double T-spin setup. Ooh, and a bad misplay. Ooh, that will probably cost him this one. Yeah, that was a bad mistake from Giant. You can see he's mad about it.
From what I know, Giant is a very fast Tetris player, not a technical player, but he is trying to get used to it. And sometimes there are messes up.
Ooh, and Nonos was trying to go for perfect clears. It didn't work. Giant sent over garbage beforehand. But you can see here, these are both very, very fast Tetris players. I mean, Nonos was always one of the faster players we have. And I think he also has the best sprint time on our server, at least. That's what I believe. Nonos currently a little bit higher up, but he still has... they're still relatively equal, both sending over Tetris and double T-spins. Very, very close. Oh, again, another missed up from Giant. He seems to be messing up quite a few here. Oh, and yeah.
There could have been actually a triple T-spin build-up, but he didn't see it fast enough. Sadly.
He's digging through the garbage. Is he going to manage to get back down to the stack? Oh, it's very close. And he has IPs. Oh, and he's amazing. He managed to get through a double T-spin. Really difficult. And now another eyepiece. Giant is pushing Nonos upwards, and he managed.
What a beautiful performance!
So Giant managed to get out of that terrible situation at the top and sent over enough to get out Nonos 1-1.
So Nonos here with a T-spin.
Yeah, and Giant follows up as well. Both of them cancelling out the garbage. Nono sent over another. Giant now got the garbage. Tetris back. Let's see how this goes. That was really impressive.
Was
If Giant is able to pull off those sort of things at the top, he might actually have a real chance. I mean, Nono says if from like the past tournament histories, he's one of the likely winners in this match. But that really showed that Giant also has a lot of skill to show. And he might actually have a chance to get through this.
We have to give Giant some time and he's coming into the game.
Yes.
It would be impressive to see Giant beating Nonos here.
Yeah. That would certainly show that the meta of the PPTG players has changed.
That's a very bad position for him.
He just didn't have the right pieces. That was just bad luck. So 2-1. Giant with a double T-spin. Nono setting up a DT cannon.
We can
Double triple.
We can still see Nonos does still know his patterns.
Oh, he knows all of them.
And if he sees he's letting him drop in light speed.
Yeah.
I'm not using talking English all the time, so
It's fine.
the letters are getting stuck in my mouth.
I think people are aware that we're mainly here a German team. I mean, for me, English is not a problem, but don't worry. I mean, we could always invite the French community to come over and to do German commentary. That would also be interesting.
I think so too. Giant made it big.
Or we could just do it, we get the English community over, and one from the German, and we also know don't speak English. Like, you're just not allowed to use the language that you're from.
Yeah, but
Ooh,
what
and
are they?
Nonos managed to get the third win here. And with that, we have a 1-0 versus Giant. But I still believe that Giant has a chance to pull through.
We're all rooting for Giant to make a nice performance here, of course.
Yeah.
Another double T cannon, was it?
The cannon on Nonos' side that pushed up Giant a lot. Let's see if he is able to clean his way out of this. It looks pretty good, so he's got the well open again.
It's pretty hard to find a nice counter against this opening as a Tetris player. So
But this is a nice combo currently coming here from Giant. That was a 5, 6, and a 7. This is going to
an 8.
That is going to really push Nonos up a big way. That was super lucky that he had that sort of garbage. But yeah, Nonos is now really high up, and I'd say that Giant now has a good chance to push his way up.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
He sees these T-spins setups, Nonos sees these T-spin setups, and plays them. It's like magic. Very fascinating.
Yeah. So Giant set up a double T-spin up in that tight space. A bad misplace up there. But hopefully he will be able to get out of that. Nonos seems to have managed to get rid of all of the garbage that was around here, so he was actually able to revert all of the things that were sent over to him previously. And this is going to be probably difficult for Giant to get out of this now that Nonos is so far down. He has a lot of time to get some good setups going.
But they are still both in it.
Ooh, and that's going to probably be the end of it. No, he's
Maybe
fighting.
not.
He's fighting.
He's
He's
still
getting
in it.
through.
He's still
getting
in
through.
it.
And the eyepiece
Look
is
at
getting
it.
through. He is still alive.
And we hear no hype at all from the audience. I have
That
to do
was
all this
amazing.
stuff, all the work.
Oh, it was so close.
But what a nice
Very, very good round.
performance by Giant.
That round should have gone to Giant. That was just amazing fights that he had there.
Definitely. He's the winner of the match,
Yes.
in my opinion. Both of them started with a T-spin and counted each other. Very nice, very nice.
Okay, yeah, Nonos seems to still be here in a better position at the moment. Giant's very far up again. Ooh, that was just too much damage. Giant just didn't seem to be able to keep up. And now we're at the match point for Nonos.
If you perform them correctly, a T-spin is as strong as a full Tetris. So if you spam a T-spin after a T-spin, this hurts a lot for the other player.
Yeah.
No,
And now it's going to be a double Tetris, so not quite a double Tetris on the side of Giant. A very nice combo that he's building up here. Oh, he messed up the combo there. He could have gone even higher.
he decided against it.
Yeah, maybe he probably wanted the double T-spin. It's probably worth more at that point. But that could have been a 6 or 7 combo that would have really hurt as well.
It's so sad to see that his combos are always like one block off.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the problem with combos. You're not guaranteed to get them. It really depends on the stack that is built up, and I mean the garbage is completely random anyway. So yeah, you really have to see how you handle it.
But he's not easy to be kicked out of the tournament.
No, this looks like he's now fighting his way down again. Well, it's really a lot of pressure from Nonos. But he's doing well with clearing up the garbage. He's keeping up. Ah, that was close. He had an eyepiece. He could have probably still kept going, but that was the end of that match. So Nonos wins 2-0 versus Giant, and that means Nonos continues on to, I believe, semifinals. No, to the semifinals. So that means we have Hiku versus Nonos in the next match, which will also be very interesting. Tetris versus Puyo. I believe that match actually happened last year as well, right?
2 times.
2 times, yes, true. He came back through the loser brackets and then fought against him again. So, yeah, now we have, again, a French player. We have Avon back. So, for all of the patriotic players here, get hype. We also have VNG returning after being beaten by Baby Yoshi. So, yeah, Avon versus VNG. Again, a Tetris versus Puyo match.
French players, are you still in the chat? Let us know. Let's see.
So yeah, this is some pretty hype games so far. That round there were some really close calls at the top, really exciting.
Yeah.
I love it when people are fighting the last 2 or 3 lines and still somehow building up double T-spins and stuff. That's always so exciting. So let's hope we see some more things like that. So Avon and VNG are currently getting their setup ready. Avon with his controller. He's got a special controller with which he plays Puyo. I actually wasn't sure that Puyo actually has an advantage with controllers. I always thought Puyo was not as you don't have to be as fast with your input as with Tetris, but maybe I'm just mistaken there.
Maybe we are. We do not have so many Puyo players.
Yeah.
And we also have another aspect getting into the tournament. It's the experience from the players. It's one thing to have a nice technical skill, but if you're sitting there and you have to perform, it's another thing.
Yeah, completely. I think the first time I was in a tournament, I just completely failed. Like so many misdrops, even though beforehand in the practice, so consistent wins, and then just completely failed just because you get nervous or it's just a completely different atmosphere when you're actually playing in a tournament. And also the games that you guys are seeing here, we are also watching here on the projector, so there's people watching in the audience, so that is also a big difference. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. There's a lot of people still playing games I'm seeing here, and I think some of them are also watching the stream. I know some people want to see the commentary, and it's probably easier to watch it via the stream themselves.
It's also nice to see because these are different brackets. Not everyone is playing in the one bracket that we are streaming here right now. Yeah. They are all scattered around the hall. I can see that there's Meschede playing versus Dark Shadow, for example.
Yeah, I see over there we also have Giant versus EXO. Those are also 2 very good players. EXO, I don't know if we've seen him yet. We haven't seen him today on the match yet, but maybe we will see him later. I'm not sure. Maybe. But yeah, I could imagine. I mean, Giant is a very consistent player. I can see over his shoulder right now, he just won one round, but I'm not sure how it's standing completely.
I don't know too,
So, yeah.
but it's nice to see the performance.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, right. They are ready. Let's go over to the players.
Get yourself ready.
Yeah. So we have Hiku versus VNG. By the way, I mentioned that the characters have no meaning, but I hate that red fish.
Nah, he's lovely.
No, he's terrible.
He's a pig.
And for some reason, Hiku plays him and Giant plays him, and it's the most annoying character that exists. But actually, yeah, it looks like they both have normal characters. So I can hope both of them win. So Avon versus VNG. Let's see, VNG is currently setting up a perfect clear, but he didn't have the right pieces, sadly. There's about, I think it's like an 86%, 85% chance or something like that to get an all clear.
I did the math a while ago. I completely forgotten that.
Yeah, I don't have my notes with me today, so I don't have the exact numbers, but yeah, it is possible if you just have the wrong pieces and you can't do it. But there are a lot of patterns which you can get it to work.
Also, one thing that we see here right now, when VNG was playing against Baby Yoshi, he was very fast paced. Now we see that he's playing a bit slower. He's preparing and watching his stones in the alignment.
Yeah, he's probably also waiting where he does when he's supposed to do the counter and so on. It's just you have to just play differently when you're playing against Puyo. But that was too much.
Not enough.
So Avon got his first point versus VNG.
Some people are also delaying the combo for a short while after they wait the combo out from the Puyo player. So it sometimes looks pretty interesting if they are just spinning doing nothing.
Yeah. So VNG currently going just for normal Tetrises. Also a fine strategy. I'm seeing we just now had a bigger chain. That's sent quite a bit of garbage, but it looks like he has quite a good setup here, a big well. You can do 2 Tetrises, that was a back-to-back, so that was quite a bit of damage. Let's see what that means on the side of Avon. That's quite a bit of garbage. Let's see if he can handle it.
Also, one thing to know that's that if you do these very fast Tetrises, you force the Puyo player to make fast combos too, so they don't go too high. And now we have like a situation where he is so much trash around him that it's hard to pull off combos.
Yeah.
So that's
he's currently doing like a one followed by a double combo, which does send garbage, but it's not nearly enough that's to counter everything. Currently, VNG is really putting a lot of pressure on just sending Tetris after Tetris, and yeah, Avon really has to try and get his big chain going, otherwise he will probably not make this. Or a lot of garbage again. He's triggering, but that was not his big chain. Let's see if this might trigger the big chain. That's a 1, 2. Yeah, only a 2. I thought that would have been a bigger chain. It seems like Avon is just not able to get his big chains going, or he actually just wants to do these small 3 chains. But that will not hit him out as much as some of the chains we've seen from Hiku, for example.
yeah. He is now in a situation where he has to get the T-spin very fast.
There was no counter from VNG there.
He was not fast enough.
Yeah.
Sad. It's 2-2-0 for Avon.
Yeah.
And yes,
He has set points if he manages to get this.
you can tell by the way how he drops the blocks that he's going for a perfect peer strategy. And I'm always smiling when I see it.
Yeah.
Nice T-spin.
Yeah.
By VNG. We have VNG pretty high up in this game again, because Avon was pulling off a very fast combo here, followed up by another few very fast combos. You have to find the middle way between the combos.
Yeah, if you take too much time as a Puyo player to build up a big long 8 chain or something like that, you might just get too much garbage in the meantime, so you need to find this balance of perhaps sending off a few 2s or 3s to counter what's coming over. But yeah, it seems like Avon... Ooh, that was a bad misdrop from VNG. That is going to be difficult to get rid of. This gives Avon quite a bit of time. Okay, it's almost open again, but that was painful to clean that up. And there's the eyepiece, but it's only a 3-line. That was not enough to counter, and he is out. That means Avon has 1 point and 1 set, and yeah, we go on to set number 2.
We also have a suggestion by PuyoPuyo that Avon vs Eliva Revenge on the Grand Final may be happening. It would be nice to see it if Avon is now getting VNG out of the tournament. It would be likely, but we do not know. We can really not tell who is favorable.
We'll have to see how the brackets go in the loser bracket, but if assuming Avon would be kicked out here, maybe there's a... Or if Eliva actually gets through the loser bracket, maybe they meet up again. We'll see.
We have seen Nonos playing versus Hiku 2 times in the tournament. One time he won, and I think the other time Hiku won.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, I think he lost the first time, Nonos, and then he worked his way through the loser bracket and then met Hiku again in the finals, or in one of the semifinals. So yeah, it was totally possible.
I love that. I remember that they were sitting here and they were counting very loudly the combos that Hiku was putting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was amazing. I wish that this is going to happen again.
Yeah, let's see if we get to the finals and so on. We might get a bit more hype going on. So let's see what happens there. Okay, so yeah, VNG is pretty far down by now with versus Puyo, so there hasn't been too much garbage coming over to him. And looking over at Avon, he has quite a few garbage blocks, but not that much that it will cause an issue. I think he's now triggering a chain. That was 4, 5. That's actually a 6. That will really hurt. A lot of countering from DNG, but you can see how far that pushed him up.
He was searching for the blocks while it happened. You were able to see that he was playing faster and faster, get the blocks, and now he's playing slower again.
That's well. He was hoping to do a double T-spin there, but he just didn't have the right pieces.
Too bad.
The S-piece doesn't fit.
It's not easy to find a good strategy against pool players if you're not very well prepared for them.
Yeah.
If you play very
Well, and
fast.
for clear on Avon's side, that means the next chain he sends over will have a lot of extra garbage.
And this could be,
Yeah,
yes, it
perfect
is a
clear. So both of them had a very, very strong open. So, but even with all that, somehow VNG is the one who got the most damage. So yeah, that just shows how powerful Puyo chains can be.
I think this was the only way for VNG to counter this one.
Yes.
If he wouldn't have pulled that off, he would have lost immediately.
Agreed. I mean, that was like 10 lines that he used to counter there. And I'm not sure exactly how much came from Avon. I think it was a 3 chain, plus the bonus that he had from the all clear. So I think the bonus is actually quite significant. So that is worth quite a lot.
It's massive. So even if you pull off this perfect clear at the start, it may sometimes not be enough.
Yeah. Ooh, and that was a bad miss drop from DNG again. Really sure that J piece was not supposed to be there.
Yeah. But one thing that is good for him, he blockaded the combo.
Oh yeah, I just see his Avon is kind of blocked at the moment. Let's see if we can. No.
He blocked another trash, and another trash broke, and he may be able to come back from this. So this is the part where, this is the part where BNG had to play very fast and very aggressive, and it didn't really pay off. Sadly.
So we have now DNG trying to build up towards a Tetris, or in this case a T-spin double. Let's see if he is able to put some garbage on top of this. Oh, he got the chain open. Let's see what happens now.
But he cannot.
Not too much damage coming over. I think he's able to counter that. Oh, Avon actually was able to work his way down quite a bit, and I have the feeling that VNG is really under pressure now. That will take him out. Avon now on number 2.
But the least to say, VNG was in a very safe position most of the time until it was over. So, oh, here it is. I forget the name every time. I'm sorry. What was it?
The DT cannon.
The DT cannon.
And I hope I'm not saying it wrong that that is a DT cannon. I hope that is the right one. I'm not too good with my openings.
Me neither.
But I think that's like the standard one that almost everyone does.
I
There's also the Albatross. That might also be the Albatross.
the Albatross, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I should really learn the openings better. Yeah, but this looks currently quite good for VNG. He's doing his, he's got a very low stack. He's just done a T-spin double. Avon currently doesn't look like he has a huge chain set up, so currently there's nothing too aggressive happening.
Yeah, they've
See,
been
there is a small chain happening.
they've been countering against each other, and I think that Avon was forced to not make these combos.
Now VNG is quite a bit.
He was forced to abandon the combos. So this one.
So Avon now had, I think, like 2 or 3 2 chains, which, that does send over quite a bit. And VNG didn't really have any counter it, so that's why he's now in such a bad position. He's been double. See what he can do here. Oh, this will hurt. Ooh, and the IPs can't go in.
Oh, both of them
And now
got
he's
in.
fighting at the top. Let's see, he maybe can get this to work somehow. And no, that was a misplace. That's over. VNG is out. Avon has advanced to the next match. Let's see, I think this was in the loser bracket. Can that be? Yes. So Avon won, and he's moving forward to play against Marshall next. Marshall is a Tetris player, so we'll see him as well. Yeah, so we are back. Hello, everyone. Hope you are all enjoying the stream.
Hello, that's us.
Yes. So yeah, let's have a little look maybe at the brackets, what it looks like, who's going to be the next match. I think I can already see them coming up. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I think
It is.
Nonos versus Hiku.
I'm getting flashbacks.
This is really deja vu from last year. Not last year, from last ULAN.
Yeah.
So this is in the winners semifinals, Hiku versus Nonos. And I'm not 100% sure, but it might be. Yeah. So as of this point, we're going to be doing best of 5. So it's no longer about 2 sets; they have to win 3 sets to win. So these are going to be a bit more intense battles, longer battles. So if you have a bad start, you can still have a big comeback. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Yeah.
The battle
So
of
we are now at the top 8 players.
it's getting very hard for the
Yeah.
players.
So we've got 2 in the winners and 2 in the losers bracket, I believe. And when we're gonna see how that plays out. Currently, it looks like I see in the loser brackets we have Avon and Marshall going to be fighting against each other. Then we also have okay, that's still not decided, but this Giant EXO versus EXO and Baby Yoshi versus Eke. See who comes out of those, because the winners of those 2 matches will be in the semifinals. And then I see here that Eliva is going to play against Litrol. Litrol is also a very strong Puyo player from PPT.
I think this matchup already happened before.
Eliva versus Litrol?
Yeah, last United.
That might well be. I think so, yes. Because Litrol also got pretty far.
He did.
Yeah.
He really did. Also a favorable matchup. One of the favorites.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's switch over. So on the left-hand side we have Hiku, our previous Grand Champion, and then on the right-hand side we have Nonos. Hiku playing Puyo and Nonos playing Tetris.
You can also see, if you watch at Hiko's stream, he sometimes is looking to the other side to know this, is seeing how he's performing, what he's pulling off, to maybe get his combos up earlier.
Okay, look at this. This is going to be a chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was a 6th chain, which is really painful. You can see how far Nonos has been pushed up already. Also made a bit of a misdrop there, and that kicked him out already.
I was about to say that you have to make a very strong effort to get Nonos out like this, but then he made a misdrop, so I shut him out.
Yeah. Everyone has misdrops at some point, so let's see. We have here the DT cannon. We have Nonos sending over a double and a triple T-spin. Let's see if how Hiku handles the garbage. I've seen in the past that he just kind of ignores garbage completely. Somehow he just doesn't care.
Sometimes it's true. You have to make a very hard effort to get Hiku abandon his combos.
Yeah.
And I also think that he is like preparing for this. He's watching what his enemy is doing, and he's not going for the 7 combo, but for a 5 combo instead.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see Hiku is really building up like 5 combos and things like that. So where Avon was doing mainly 2 and 3 combos, Hiku is really playing for bigger chains, which just send over much more garbage, and you really have to have something good to clear it. You can see here that Nonos just had a triple T-spin set up there. It looked very weird if you're not used to them, but that sends over 6 lines, which is very powerful. Very few players typically play with triple T-spins in the normal game. Most of them only use them in openers.
Which, impressively enough, Hiku was able to counter.
Yeah.
if you've seen the matches before, the Puyo player were building up very high and were stuck on the top part of the screen. But Hiko is very safe most of the time against someone who's very, very skilled at Tetris.
Yeah. Could have actually cleaned the well there, but he wants to wait for the T-spin, which really took its time. But it's a double T-spin, which was a really nice setup, and the Tetris followed it. So that was really quite a bit of damage. Hiko triggered his chain to get rid of the garbage that came to him, and now there's even more garbage came over to Nonos.
It's so hard to kick one of them out.
Yeah.
They are so sturdy.
Yeah, but you can see that both of them are really fighting with the garbage from the other side. Both of them are really sending over huge amounts of garbage, and each of them has to straight away counter, otherwise they know they're out.
I remember games where Nonos and Hiko were playing for minutes for one round.
Yeah.
And they are still up to it. They have so much endurance to play this. Most people are, if you play Tetris like this, you feel like you're getting slower and slower. Nonos is not getting slower at all.
Let's see, does Hiko have his chain as a 2, a 3, but it's only a 3, which, it looks like Nonos can't get over his stack. That was disappointing.
You can see the relief on Hiko. He is so happy that he got this one.
It seems like he can hear us, so yeah.
It's hard to crack. Nonos is a very strong opponent. He is very hard to crack.
Yeah. I mean, he's even just looking at from a Tetris standpoint, he's just extremely fast with how he plays. And you can see he uses these strats like setting up double T-spins after double T-spins, or even triple T-spins if he sees the chance. It's really impressive to see it.
It is. They are both. Nonos is at the top again, but as you can see, it's not the thing that Nonos is at the top. It's about how he makes the best out of it, and he sees these combos so far in front of everything.
Yeah. I mean, just clearing that line again, also with a single T-spin, getting another Tetris behind it. He's really keeping up with the garbage, and the garbage from Puyo is quite a bit. So it's really difficult to achieve that. Doing so many double T-spins, it's really a huge amount.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Nonos is Hiko is putting very much work into this.
Yeah.
It's not easy for him, not at all. He's back at the bottom and he's preparing his next combos. You can see that Nonos is now in a defensive position where he can actually build down again. They both are aware of it, so Hiko is pulling off a fast combo again to counter this one.
And Nonos again trying to get his T-spin setups. Now going on to normal Tetris, what didn't find one there. And you can see he's again trying to get the T-spin setup there. Another, he's doing singles though, he's not getting them completely the way he wants. That looks like a missed drop up there.
It's so many T-spins and so many combos.
And this will hurt. He will probably have issues with getting the pieces somewhere. This is really tight right now. Let's see how he saves this. Really difficult. There's the eyepiece, and he's down, but that looks like too much garbage. He's probably out. That was it. And Hiko takes the first set. You can see his relief. Yes, really.
He's happy.
Damn that fish. Okay.
I have to breathe too because it's also exhausting for me. For some, I don't know. It's exhausting for that to moderate this.
So let's see. We now have the next one going here. So, and we have again the DT cannon, we have the double and a triple following it, sending over a lot of garbage already for Hiko. Hiko trying to counter the triple with a 4 count that will send stuff over to Nonos, but Nonos actually countered most of it. So let's see if he can maybe pull this off. Not quite a T-spin at that point. He's currently, yes, there he has his T-spin set up. Wonderful.
I think they are aware of it. That Nonos T-spin. Nonos messed up some combinations, and I think this is because this is why Hiko is playing so fast right now.
Yeah. But he is one of those players who really can pull off that fast speed. So even if he can't do his T-spins, he can really just keep up with the speed and just play well. But keeping up that speed over 5 sets, of course, is maximum 5 sets is really hard.
Yes.
But this looks like Hiko is having problems, and Hiko is out. So Nonos got his first win here against Hiku. That was a very good match.
I think it was at the moment where Nonos was able to pull off two Tetrises, where Hiku was realizing that he was in a bad position, and he was not able to come back from this.
Well, lots of garbage for Hiku. He wasn't able to counter it. So
I'm not sure.
And another, that looks painful unless this chain actually works. There's a 3, a 4 double, a 5, and a 6, a 7. Ooh, that is really painful. Jonas is countering as much as he can, but he's all the way up the top. Even though he sent over so much damage, Hiku was able to pull that off, and he's sent over another double. Now Jonas again is all the way at the top.
I was so concentrated on the combo that he was pulling off that I didn't see how Nonos countered it.
Yeah.
He was not receiving like anything, I think.
He was pushed up a little bit, but it was not nearly as much. Normally that would have easily killed a normal player.
And now you as a normal player, imagine you are receiving a 7 combo and Nonos is sitting there. There is not even a block shown on his side.
Yeah.
So amazing play by these people. Really, really amazing.
Absolutely. So yeah, Nono's trying to get some kind of normal Tetrises going here, trying to get down to the garbage. A lot coming over there from Hiku. This might be it. No, he's still alive.
Still in it.
Fighting along, trying to get something to work here. That eyepiece was too high. It blocked the mutant piece and he's out. So now we have 1-1.
Wouldn't it be an irony if this time Hiku is able to put Nonos in the loser's brackets and then Nonos is getting him out of the winner's bracket?
Well, that would be kind of ironic if that would happen.
I can see its future.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I think we have to say you're going to be for Hiku, I'm for Nonos because I don't like the fish.
Oh, I'm rooting for Hiku. I was telling this in before and when this tournament started. Yes.
I like Hiku, I hate the fish, so I have to go with Nonos. So let's see, we have Nonos now at 2-1. This might be the first set going to Nonos.
Yes. And also, one thing about Hiku is a very charming person and a very nice guy, and I wish for him to win this.
Yeah. I mean, Nonos was in the previous United LAN. Initially, he was my co-commentator. The thing we didn't think about was that he was probably going to get to the finals. So that's how you ended up here, and now we're here again.
This
so
is how I ended up here.
Yeah, that's the story how we ended up here. No, Hiku is a really nice guy. It's a lot of fun playing with him, and yeah, he's of course welcome to be here at the tournament. It's great to have some people from the French community here. And so yeah, again we see here Nonos digging his way down. Hiku currently doing relatively well, but not getting too big of a change. That was a 5. Nonos can probably counter that. Yeah, he's still okay. Let's see, he seems to be struggling a bit with getting anything really big set up. Might be. Oh, that was bad. Misdrop.
Yeah.
That might have been this round. It's difficult to come out of it. The chain is coming from me, so that got him out.
He sees that.
Yeah. So 2-2, set point.
Set point, indeed. One thing that I want to mention, I think we didn't mention it before, Hiku is attending the game on a keyboard instead of a player.
A gamepad, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, he's apparently he has like his own custom keyboard he normally plays with. So yeah, we don't have any rules against that. So if you have any special controllers you use, that's totally allowed. Yeah, and if that keyboard is the secret to playing that way, I should also get one.
Yeah. Alright, so we have Hiku at the bottom part again, and Nonos is preparing another combo.
Yeah, and he has a setup here again for a double T-spin. Wonderful setups here. It's just amazing how many T-spin doubles Nonos is able to set up. It's just like he just sees them everywhere. Ooh, that was a bad miscall, I think. He didn't want to have that, but he was able to save it pretty easily.
He is at the match point. Well, he's not at the match.
No, we are playing best of 5.
Best of 5. Okay. Yeah. So he needs to win this one. It's very important for him.
Yeah, but this looks pretty good. I think Hiku has a lot of garbage on his side, and he's not sending over like big chains at the moment. I think he's kind of fighting with getting something good set up. So yeah, if Nonos can keep this up and still put a bit more pressure on, I think Hiku is going to lose this. Oh, there comes a chain, but it was only a 3. I was expecting a bit more there.
I was expecting it too, and I was about to say that Nonus is in a bad position because he was not having enough combos to counter a 7 combo, for
So
example.
again, that was a 3. Iko is currently focusing more on small combos, it seems, mainly because he just doesn't have the time with the amount of damage that's coming from Nonos to build up anything bigger. Oh, and this is a nice combo that's going here for Nonos. He's really able to send over quite a bit right now.
But he's still in it.
Yeah, Hiko was actually able to counter all that. It's amazing how easily they can counter these huge amount of garbage. Normally in these matches, when you see something like that, it's already over. But this looks bad for Hiko. Hiko is he's over
But
there.
he's also if this one would have happened, he would have won.
He's almost. He might.
This is going to be a triple T-spin. Can you imagine this one?
So we have Hiko and Nonos 1-1 in the sets. So it's anyone's game. Nonos has come back.
If this one did not go through, he would have been able to do a triple T-spin into this one. He's awesome. This one is not for granted. If you want to win this, if you're a Puyo player, you sometimes have your one trick combo and you're in it and you get to the top leaderboard. But if you're here, you have to put work into this to crack people like them. Endurance overall.
Yeah. Here comes another. This is a 4, 5, 6 combo. That is gonna hurt. Unless Nonos can counter that.
He's still in it!
He's still
He
alive.
did get it!
Amazing. That was really close. I did not think he was gonna save that. A 6 combo is normally really painful as a Tetris player. But somehow he managed to survive it.
It's so impressive.
Yeah.
You get this 7 combo in your face, and you're still in it. This is no for you, ladies and gentlemen. And he's not even at his peak. Imagine if he would be at his peak at this point.
Yeah. That's his statement, by the way, not our statement. He said himself he's rusty.
Imagine.
We're not trying to diss the players here.
Oh. Alright, so now we're in a...
So we have here a 4 combo coming over, and Nonos is just one line too high. He might have got out of that, but another point goes to Hiku.
There's another one of these openings that I cannot...
PT Cannon.
I
hope.
Cannon. I have to write this one down, maybe on my arm, so I can remember this.
I believe it stands for double triple.
Double triple, yeah, I was about to say...
Oh, that's a lot of garbage on Hiku's side. He's going to try and clear it up a little bit now with the chain. I believe this is a 4, but he still has a lot of garbage lying around there. And a double T-spin coming here from Nonos. Another double T-spin setup. Oh, this is going to be a lot of garbage on Hiku's side.
This looks very interesting on both sides.
Oh, he was actually able to counter it.
Because Hiku has nothing on the board right now, and Nonos has like this mess.
This weird mess that he's built. Modern art. I would say this would be something I would look at in the loose.
Yeah, we are now at our grandma's rooftop, so enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back to the basement.
So yeah, Hiko is currently setting something up. This is now a 3 chain again. But Nonos is relatively far down. He can probably work with that. It's not too bad. He's currently still working it up with the Tetris, cleaning up his setup, working his way down. A single T-spin.
It's all about the strategy. I mean, you can be able. If Nonos wanted to, he would be able
Double
to.
T-spin.
Double T-spin.
This looks bad for Hiko right now. He doesn't have anything to counter. He needs to get through that line of garbage. Ooh, and there it is. He managed it with a triple.
Just a triple combo. So this is one of the situations. Nonos would be able to go down all these lines and clear the whole board, but
ooh, that's painful. And more garbage.
yeah, he was kicked out.
PuyoPuyo Tetris has this thing that if you keep getting chains whilst you're already out, your board gets kind of catapulted away. That's looks pretty painful. Okay, so we have 2-0 for Hiku. If he wins this, he has a comfortable lead with 2-1. But yeah, let's see if maybe Nonos can catch up here somehow.
Oh, I think what Nonos did...
And Hiko also had an all clear just now, so this next combo is going to hurt a lot.
Yes, I think what Nonos was doing there was going for a delayed all clear.
Ah, okay, I didn't see that. But
It was very close actually. I think he was just one block off.
okay, yeah, sometimes you just don't have the pieces. Yeah, so let's see what he's doing here. Jonas is building up again. A lot of garbage coming over to him now. He needs to clear it with that Tetris, which he did.
Again, he was delaying the combo just once. So,
And he was able to counter the whole thing. So Hiku is back to ground zero pretty much, and here we have Nonos pretty far up, but he has a good chance of he blocked that on the end. But there he has two eyepieces. He could probably do quite a bit now with that. Yeah, and another Tetris. And now he needs to clear the well. Trying to set up a T-spin double, and he managed it.
in the few seconds where he was rotating the L block on the top part of the screen, he was calculating how to get the Tetris off.
Yeah.
Within seconds, within like 2 seconds, he pulled off Tetris and a T-spin combo.
Yeah. Oh, that was an interesting T-spin setup that you just did.
And you would have guessed it was a miss drop,
Yeah,
but it was
completely right. Yeah, the T-spins, he's just so good at spotting those or building things up to get to one. It's really cool. It is. So, and again, Tetris, a lot of garbage on Hiko's side. He's probably now getting a chain going, but it's only a 3. Let's see if Nonos can counter it. Seems to be fine. He's working his way down again.
Now he's in a position where he can build down again, because Nonos has nothing on the board of threat right now. But also at some point he has to get back into offensive mode. Like this was a small combo by Hiku, which was countered by Nonos pretty quickly. And I think Hiku was aware of it too.
Well, Hiku looks like he has a lot of garbage right now, but he managed to trigger something. That's a 3, a 4, a 5, I believe. A 4 double.
And it was still not enough.
Not enough to kick him out, but he pushed him far way up. And he has a double T-spin set up there.
He's coming back. There's no time for break, Hiku. You have to get your strategy right.
And he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Hiku keeps sending over chain spin somehow.
And there's another T-spin and another T-spin. He's still in it.
It's insane how incredibly difficult he's.
And this is still not enough. You have to work so hard.
And he's. I think he's not going to go again for a single T-spin, but this might be it. Yes, that is it. That was an amazing round. I mean, you can see the score that Nonos has 135,000. Normally, when you play, you're like going up to like 30,000 normally. That's like a normal match length.
Normal.
But yeah, this was insane. The amount of garbage they were sending back and forth. Yeah, so Hiku now at 2 sets and Nonos with 1 set. I would say it's still open because they are really playing well, both of them. These are some very impressive matches right now. So let's see how this goes.
So if you're looking like this view, you can see Hiku is looking at the left part of the screen, which is his side, most of the time, and he's also looking at the right part of the screen very often to see what Nonos is building up. So like this time, he's looking what combo to do next. What is his position? And he is after a while, the last match, he was like, please let this combo be enough to do this. Like so many times. It's so enjoyable to see this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with Puyo it's extremely important to like find the right timing when you want to send over the garbage, because you know the Tetris player needs an eyepiece or 2 to counter your stuff. So if you are able to do the chain and you can see he's not able to build up something quickly enough, you know that's the time you want to trigger.
Yes.
And if not, you just build further. Build up the huge chain.
Indeed. Our Puyo players do not see this very fast.
Nonos is sending over a lot of garbage at once. Hiku cleaned up a little bit with a double, but looking at this, I think Nonos probably is harassing him enough that he's not going to get too far. Ooh. Oh, actually, Hiku actually really did well with cleaning that up. Amazing. Hiku is back down to pretty much 0. And Nonos is now trying to send over enough garbage again to block the chains that are going to come in no time.
This is a big combo, and I think
Nonos is 5.
Well prepared for it. Not so well.
Yeah. Lots at once. Oh man.
Now what? Now what? What you gonna do in this situation? So Hiko is already preparing another combo. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a fast combo or is it going to be a big combo?
By the way, for the chat, I just saw someone thought this Muffle playing. It's actually Nonos. The name in the middle is wrong. That's just who Switch is being played. So don't get confused by the Muffle at the bottom. The name under the webcam is the correct one. Yeah. Ah, okay, that kicked him out, and you can see the chain kept kicking him further. So yeah, that's now a 1-0 in this set. If Hiko wins 2 more, that means he's further, and then Nonos gets sent down to the loser bracket.
If he gets there, it's hard work, very hard work. Nonos managed to wall off the right side of the map, but not that threat for Hiko in this situation.
That was a 4 chain, and you can see even with all the countering that Nonos did, it wasn't enough. So that was T-spin.
How do you pull this move off? If you're like a Puyo player, you know it's like you're a combo. Hiko is prepared for this. He's very prepared for this.
Ooh, that was a lot of damage.
Yes, that's what it was.
Okay, so this is now a match point for Hiko. If he can pull this off, he is in the grand finals.
I think this one is... No, I think he's just going straight for the...
He's going just for Tetris right now.
Yes.
Just
Maybe
playing
he's desperate.
Just playing sprint. I mean, it's a different technique than the tactic than he had before. Maybe this is enough. Just harass him as much as he can. He's trying to counter. But there's a lot of stuff coming. And now it's going to be difficult for him to build up. Now he has to switch again to T-spins because he doesn't have the height to build a typical Tetris. It's just too risky that a little bit of garbage comes over and he gets knocked out.
Also, I think it's some kind of strategy. If he's like playing the same strategy over and over again, and now you switch to a Tetris spin, the sprint.
Ooh, bad discount.
This might catch Hiko off guard, but he was also prepared for this one. I think he got 4 Tetrises, and the combo was not disturbed at one point.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
This was very bad.
Yes, that was it, I believe. So that means Hiko goes on to the grand final. Nonos is kicked out. We can see here the French players hugging each other. And yeah. Oh, sorry, not the grand final, the winners final. I misspoke. So yeah, the next winners semi-final match would be Elivar versus Litrol. Litrol we haven't seen yet on the stream.
Yes.
A very good Puyo player. We also have further matches coming. Giant versus Baby Yoshi, also 2 players we've already seen. And then we've seen Giant and we've seen Baby Yoshi. They're going to be playing live. And then finally we also have Marshall versus Haven. So everyone except Marshall we've seen by now. And everyone else has been kicked out. So yeah, I think the next match is being set up. I believe that's going to be Elivar and Vitrol. So yeah, they are currently getting ready. I believe both of them play on handheld. So yeah.
So this one will not be streamed. So we have to watch the replay.
Actually, I think we can because we have the option with PuyoPuyo Tetris 2. If they play online, we can go in as a spectator.
That's a blessing.
Yes,
that's a blessing.
I just wish they had that also in the LAN mode because that is what we would want to use. But this is going to take a moment for it to be set up. So yeah, we're going to be talking here a little bit. So if you guys want to chat here, ask questions or anything, you can certainly.
I was about to say, I think it's now, if I have counted it correctly, it's 5 Tetris players and 3 Puyo players left in the bracket.
So a pretty equal setup.
Yes. And then there's a matchup where Giant is playing against Baby Yoshi, so there's 1 Tetris player out for sure.
Yeah.
So it's very even, very even. Red's saying, oui, aye.
I'm not that good with French, I'm not sure what that means. Yeah.
Did I say it correctly? Oui, aye, I think.
Yeah. I'd have to check what the translation is. My French is like 15 years old from school. I have no idea anymore.
It's evil. It's evil. But I love the French language. I'm in a French community, so I sometimes read this once, and I love to talk it myself sometimes. But as you can see, maybe it's not so good. Maybe it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
So setup is being done right now. I think this is the first time they're setting up the internet spectator thing, so we need to see what's happening.
I am happening to move the can with my foot.
Oh no,
I'm sorry for this.
unbelievable. So, okay, they're starting to set up the game.
So the idea, what you said, is that they both are playing in Hunter, but there's a third switch that is
That is going to be streaming the spectation. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the that was not possible in the PuyoPuyo Tetris version 1. If you guys remember last year, the grand final, they actually had to play because they were both playing handheld. They saved the replay, and then we watched the replay to then comment it, and they played kind of in private in one of the rooms, which it's not the same. But yeah, this through PuyoPuyo Tetris 2, we now have the chance to do it this way. So I really hope they can get this set up. They're trying to get it to work.
Yes. It's
So yeah,
very, what do you say? So convenient.
yes. Well, it's convenient at the same time. If it was LAN modus, it would be much easier.
Yeah,
we need to get like the
I mean, it's still Nintendo. We can't have it all.
yeah. That's sadly the case. Nintendo has a bit of a weird online setup. I think everyone agrees with that. But yeah, at least they have this now. I mean, spectator mode in 1, we were always hoping for it. I know that Puyo Champions, I think that had it when it came out. And everyone was hoping they would port it back to PuyoPuyo Tetris 1, but then they announced PuyoPuyo Tetris 2, which I think no one was expecting a second part, so sure, it's good that they released that.
I think there wasn't too much hype about it at the German community, was it? Because
I was looking forward to it. I mean, I always enjoyed the what they call it, the story mode. I always thought it was kind of fun, like the thing they set up. The humor is kind of self-referential and stupid. It's very funny. But also there were a few things they changed. They added a few modes. There's a few small adjustments they did between part 1 and 2. But I'd say if you're like an average player who's like not playing on a high level, you wouldn't notice those changes too much. You might like the new mode or something like that. But for us, this online mode that we had is really is really a blessing because it really makes this year possible. So I can currently see on the second screen they're currently connecting. So we're going to have the spectation in a second.
I think we can switch already.
Yeah. So I think we can switch now. So yeah, they're starting now. So we're switching over. We can see Litrol on the left-hand side and Eliva on the right-hand side.
Maybe we won't see too much of them because they are both on handheld.
Oh yeah, you can see their foreheads.
Yeah, but they have nice foreheads,
Yeah,
of course.
Litrol quickly looked up a little bit, so you know what he looks like maybe. Blink and you miss it. So they're starting out. Both of them playing Tetris. I did not expect that.
They do, you're right.
Yeah, I was absolutely expecting Litrol to play Puyo. Maybe he'll switch later. But,
Maybe because it's he knows that Eliva is a very fast Tetris player. You see, he's sending a triple T-spin, double T-spin, and if he would play Puyo here, maybe he would be at a large disadvantage.
Yeah. You can see here, by the way, in the spectator mode, which you perhaps haven't seen before, you can see that actually the damage that is being sent over, which is a pretty nice function. Can we have this big? Just here for instance. Okay. I was hoping we could perhaps increase the size of one of the things we had here because then we could see it. Okay. So
You're now also watching the projector.
Yeah. So yeah, we can see Eliva is pushed up quite a lot by Litrol. So Litrol has been sending over a lot of garbage. But Eliva digging her way down with a nice combo right now. A 4 combo, a 5 combo, and followed by a Tetris of 6 combo. That was a lot of damage, and you can see that the place is pretty much reversed. And Litrol now has a tower on the left-hand side, which he has to get over first. Oh, Eliva got the point.
But I think we have to give some credit to Litrol because he was able to set up 2 very, very good T-spins and send them over to Eliva. Was not enough, but I still think it's good. And we can see here another one of the openers. I think this one was not the Pelican, but the Albatross opener, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll just believe you there. And again, Litro just did a 2 doubles and now followed by a triple.
He's pulling
And a
this things
double.
off.
That is amazing. That was a huge amount of damage to Eliva.
Who's this guy? Amazing.
Oh no.
Oh, you can't be serious. But no, they're still playing. It's just the screen. I can see that
Okay,
Eliva, I
we
can
are
see
really lucky. It's
on
only
the very
Steve
small
that's still
screen on
playing.
Eliva that she's still in it. She's pretty high.
Okay, so this is probably going to fix itself in a second. Haha, it's cancelled.
Of course, why
I'm not sure if we can reconnect.
Maybe. But one thing I can see that they are still in it. So what I can see from here, from the tiny screen from Eliva, is that they're still in it. They're both pretty high and trying to get off small combos. Litro on the left side is very, very high, and Eliva is pulling off fast combos right now. It's hard to see, but Litro got back again. So Eliva is higher, almost at the top, like 3 lines at the top, and Litro has to pull off fast combos, which he does. And Eliva is 1 line, and she's out.
Yeah.
Das war Litro?
Litro.
Okay, Litro ist out. Okay.
Yeah.
Achso, natürlich, sie ist ja links,
Ja.
klar. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much for making the audiobook version of this stream.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
It's
Enjoy
it's the only thing we can do at the moment. I don't know if we can fix this during the match. I guess in the next set we can perhaps switch. But yeah, this is a bit sad that this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, so from what I've seen, so you have to use your imagination now. Eliva is very high right now, so like it's like 6 lines at the top, and Litro is very down at the top, and it has a T, an I, a Tetris in line with a T spin.
Yeah.
So Eliva has to play very fast, and she does play very fast, and Litro is not able to pull it off quite effectively. He's struggling a lot. He messed up a combo, and Eliva is putting advantage out of 3 lines at the top. She's pretty close to it. And I think she comes back slowly but steady, because Litro cannot get... Eliva's out, sadly.
So I would love to know the score now. Do you know it? Difficult to see from the distance, huh? We're kind of looking over Eliva's shoulder, looking at her switch to try and see what's going on.
Maybe if they would sit there and there, it would be easier to moderate this one, but it's quite difficult.
Yeah. No, I hope we can get the stream thing to work again. That was our first attempt with that. We might be able to set up a hotspot afterwards or something. There's a few ways we can do this. But yeah, it's difficult.
We've been full of hope, but it's Nintendo after all. You can be in LAN mode and it still disconnects. It's what it is.
So we have a question here. Is it more likely to have a Tetris player to win or a Puyo player to win? It really depends. I think both of them have their pros and cons. Just one second.
1-0 oder?
1. Ja, also wäre gut, wenn ihr nochmal dann neu das aufsetzen könntet.
1-0 für dich, Eliva, oder für wen?
Yeah. Okay. So the first set is over. We're just going to try and get the connection up again so we can show the game. Sorry about this. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hiku, Sega Online.
I can see you, Hiku. You can go away if you want to, but I can still see you.
Yeah. So who's more likely to play Tetris, to win Tetris or Puyo? It really depends. I would say a middle good player in Puyo will probably beat a middle good player in Tetris, but on a high level, it's really equal again, because I really have the feeling like if you're not able to consistently harass the Puyo player, they will just set up a big combo and they will kick you out. So it's really, for me at least, it was really difficult to get used to play against Puyo players, because if you're like just playing normally, like taking your time to set things up, you're just going to die from a huge combo. So you really have to pretty much play a sprint, just do one Tetris after another, not build up like double Tetrises or so on. And yeah, it's difficult to say what's really more powerful. I think in general, if you really take like 2 high-level players, I think they say that Puyo is slightly better, but yeah, it's relatively balanced. At least in our community, at least we don't split the 2 categories. I know that in England, I think they have Puyo vs Puyo, or they have Tetris and Puyo Swap, which is a game mode where after 30 seconds they switch the board around and you play both games.
I've seen these tournaments. I didn't expect that they really exist, but they do.
Yeah.
So they really
Swap is interesting, but you have to be able to play both. And I mean, that's one of the things. If you have, like with our community, a lot of people who really focus on Tetris, they just aren't good enough in Puyo to play Swap. And typically, you have in a lot of the communities have a lot of Puyo players because let's say PuyoPuyo in England, in France is mainly Puyo players, obviously. They can play, let's say, even if they just play middle good Tetris, it's good enough that they can play both fields.
Yes.
But if you have someone who's good at Tetris but is absolutely terrible at Puyo, half of the time they can't play properly. So that's why that game mode is difficult.
We are switching
Okay,
now.
it looks like we are back.
0.
So let's go back. Eliva has one set, and we are going to have a look now. So, okay, Eliva just set up single T-spin, cleaning up some stuff. Litro. Oh no, I just noticed the cameras are the wrong way around again. So on the left-hand side is Litro, on the right-hand side is Eliva. So, yeah, so what I just said, exactly inverted, please. Litro is sending over a lot of damage. You can see on the right hand side the amount of the red blocks are typically damage, so you can see when things are going in.
I think the camera of Eliva is frozen because I've now waved here and I don't see myself. So we see Eliva a very poker-faced situation.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, Litro again with a double T-spin. Eliva trying to open up her well. It looks like it worked. And digging her way down. And a Tetris, and another Tetris. That's gonna hurt. And there's Litro, a very nice garbage well. If he can dig his way through. If he can dig his way through, which he did, and he now gets an eyepiece, this is going to hurt Eliva. But she was able to counter it. And another Tetris, she wasn't able to counter that. A missed drop there. See.
Litro is very safe with the T-spins. I think it's, maybe, that because he's playing Puyo so much, he just concentrates on the T-spins.
Might well be. But Eliva is quite far up, but I mean, in the last set, Eliva won, so we'll see. Ooh, that was a bad misdrop from Eliva. She needs to do a bit of magic there to clean that up. Oh, and that is pushing her up a lot, and she's getting the right pieces, but this is difficult to clean up, yes. And she is through, and she is digging further, and she can clean with the eyepiece and the L, and there she is back. Wonderful. Oh. And it's amazing. Eliva is really surviving this. It's a really hard fight that she has. Oh, that was missed drop.
Yes.
Yeah, that was sad. Very close. Eliva almost got out of it. Yeah.
So we again have a viewer who has a favorite here. It's Eliva again. I think I'm still rooting for
Shuichi from PPT. So yeah, he's hoping that Eliva wins. I think they played quite a lot in the past. Shuichi is one of the active players online. So yeah, I think they've played a few times in the past. So yeah.
Another new...
Ooh, and again, Eliva out. So Litro now pulling ahead.
Another new message.
Yeah.
I think Team Eliva is stronger right now in the chat than Team Litro.
Yeah, I have the feeling we have a lot of people who perhaps from the classic community who might know Eliva, a supporter here. So yeah,
pulling off the DD cannon.
Yeah, nice. Oh, and he's getting a triple setup here, waiting for the T pieces, and that is another T piece for a double. So that's quite a bit of damage. And Eliva cancelled all of it out.
Impressive.
Yeah.
By both of them. I did not expect you to pull off such a technical switch here.
Yeah. I actually heard that Litro is one of the players who's actually been playing a lot, where a lot of people have become rusty. He's actually been improving a lot, and I haven't been able to really see his gameplay yet. But yeah, looking at this, he absolutely has improved. I'd only seen his gameplay before in Puyo. That was his most stronger game previously. But yeah, he is actually doing really well.
So he's more likely an underdog right now.
I think he's more like a wild card because I'm not sure what level he's going to be playing at. At the moment, it looks like he's actually improved. So, I mean, we're already at the winners finals. Or this is about to get to the winners finals. So this is going to be really interesting to see if he can perhaps pull this off.
It's so strange because you know, if you're entering like
Eliva made a bad mistake there. Oh no! So this means we have 1-1. Eliva and Litrol both have one set. VG, kannst du auf Weiter zuschauen klicken? Yeah, we need to tell the game that it should continue to spectate. For some reason, it gives us the option to leave.
Yeah. What I was about to say is that if you play Tetris for a very long time, you still find people who still pull off new strategies, new combos. If you watch Neutral right now, he does some combos that are so unusual that you never think about pulling it off. Like doing a single T-spin into a no combo, but it still pays off. So you can still be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the improvisation is always one of these things which is important for Tetris players.
And I think he did not even prepare a single Tetris in this whole game. It's all T-spin preparations. If he did the Tetris, it was because of the garbage.
Yeah, and still looking at this, Eliva has a bit more garbage than him. Oh, now they are pretty much on equal. But he already has a double T-spin setup ready, so... Yeah, looking at this, it's anyone's game and another T-spin setup. Only a single this time.
He's not interested into this Tetris at all. Now he is.
So we have Litrol now setting up again for Tetris. Oh, and also a wonderful setup again for a double T-spin. Eliva just building a clean stack, countering what was just sent over, building up the stack again, and ready for another Tetris back to back, sending over to Litrol. Litrol is being pushed higher and higher, and she's ready for another back to back Tetris, just playing very cleanly, doing one Tetris after another, getting that extra line, which just gives you a bit more than you get with the double T-spin. And currently it looks like Eliva has a little bit of an advantage. Maybe, Litrol is also countering a lot, so yeah.
Maybe this is the idea behind this match. Treating Litrol like a Puyo player right now. Do not let him build his combos and get him out of the screen as fast as possible. Doing Tetris after Tetris.
Yeah. I guess you're just so used to. Oh, that was a bad misdrop from Eliva. No, that was a Tetris came over and that kicked her out there. So we now have a 1-1. Oh no, it's a 1-0.
Where is Team Litrol at? Oh, this is a perfect clear start. Oh, he failed doing the set spin. Was it the set? The S spin.
Yeah.
He failed doing the S spin.
It is a little bit difficult. It's difficult to explain, but there's like a rotation point on the S and the Z piece, and there are actually 4 positions, but they look exactly the same. So if you turn it the wrong way, you can't do the spin. It's a weird concept, but if you have it the wrong way, you just place it badly.
I remember when I used to learn the spin rotations. Eko was teaching me then. The first spin that I managed to pull off was the redstone, the set.
Yeah,
the that one. That was the very first rotation that I ever managed to pull off.
Yeah. Okay, so Litrol has a T-spin double setup, and hope if he can now set it up. Oh, he didn't set it up for a Tetris. I'm surprised about that.
Unusual.
Yeah, I think he's now setting it up again for a T-spin. Yeah, that was what he was doing. I just didn't see it. Eliva again a little bit advantage, a bit further down. Litrol has a bit more garbage, but they're just countering out what they're sending over to each other.
Yeah, he's not really caring for anything. He's just into this T-spin combos.
Yeah.
One after another. Building them up. Eliva is going down again. But she's not.
Litrol made a mistake there with his placement. So he now has to dig out, and this might be too much for him, but he's digging, and he's got the well open, and he can get out again. But Eliva is comfortably ahead right now.
She is.
Yeah. If she just builds clean and does some Tetrises, she will win this. Now she's running out of time, and now she's close to well as well. But she got it open again, and now she can do some combos to get down. This looks pretty good.
That's a classical
Ooh, bad miss from
beautiful play by Oliver.
Yeah, one.
Match point?
No, not yet.
Oh, 1-1. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So double T-spin on Litro's side, and Oliver has the Tetris.
The Z spin into the T spin. What a nice pull off. Very good. Very well played by Litro then. Now Oliver has a T and has Tetris ready, but not a good pull off. Exactly. This is the question: how do you play this? If you go combo after combo, or do you make small strats? I think Litron is pretty safe in his small strats. It's just a T spin after a T spin. No sweat.
Oh, yeah, actually very similar right now. Well, Oliver a little bit lower by now, got rid of all the garbage. And now Litro still has 4 lines of garbage, and it's come more again. Oh. And Switch decided to turn on the screensaver, so it became a bit dark, but it's back.
Because this is still a thing.
Yeah, why should it have some kind of function to know that a game's happening?
I mean, I know myself. If I'm watching something, I always doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like spinning my stick and so.
Yeah. Ooh, and Litro managed to pull off a lot of damage right there and sent over to Oliver. 2-1. This is the set point for Litro at least.
This one is that's the one. He's doing this single T-spin, so he has this one open. I don't really know why he's doing it like this way.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup. But now he gets a triple. So he has two double T-spins and then a triple afterwards. It's a really interesting setup. And a double as well. Wow.
It's like a very, very late delayed DT cannon.
Yeah.
And not the cannon one, but you know what.
Yeah. I know, it's a double, triple. No, it's a double, triple, double.
Yeah. No, it's a single. He starts with a single.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, so he's doing it the other way around, because if you do it like the DT cannon, you finish it with a single T-spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see.
Yeah,
it's very effective if you think about it.
It's interesting because I guess it also needs a different type of setup. Maybe it's more consistent to build it that way. I think it's certainly a unique open. I don't think we've seen it anywhere else.
I think if you think about it, if you're doing the DT cannon, you have like a very fast, very much trash up on the one side, but you can build it down pretty easily. But if you do it the other way around, maybe it's harder to build down trash.
Yeah, maybe you can kite the other player into countering early.
Yeah.
But you send the proper garbage later because the triple comes later than you'd expect. So that might be the idea behind it. Oliver made a bad misdrop there.
Sadly.
And that is a set hit here for Litro. So we are now at 2-1. So if Litro wins this set, we will
best of 5.
Yeah.
Hier
So.
weiter.
Hallo.
Hey.
Jemand drücken.
Weiter Zuschauer noch.
Ja.
Danke.
We need to animate the people watching to push the button on the spectator switch, otherwise we'll disconnect.
It's
Which
hard
would be
work
sad.
for everyone.
Yeah. But
Okay,
we're all working together. So let's see how Litro does this, or if Oliver is able to come back. Okay, Litro going for the more traditional opener with the standard DT cannon. The TPs took a while to come, but I have the feeling Oliver was also able to send over a lot of garbage.
I'm too focused on Litro's screen. I have to watch Oliver more.
Yeah. So yeah, Oliver again here with a clean Tetris setup, sending over a lot of garbage to Litro. Litro already half of the screen upwards. Oliver as well, but she's building it herself.
Litro delayed the O-block drop for another drop to get a better combo. Amazing play. He's not doing this blindly. He has a pattern in it.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah, it's sometimes difficult when you're watching both to like see these intricacies, but yeah, when they play it, then normally you notice it. So yeah, both of them attack at the same time. That looks like a misdrop from Litro because that's a weird pattern that he has. But he has a double T-spin there. I mean, maybe he's able to do something out of this, but it doesn't really look that much like it. No, that was a misdrop. Okay, Oliver having a really nice stack here, sending over a double Tetris back to back. and the combo. So that's 10 lines pushing up. Litro all the way to the top. Litro fighting for his life up there. Still in it. Fighting as much as he can. Another Tetris coming over from Eliva. Litro is really under pressure right now. The eyepiece is locked. He's not able to get it through. He got 3 out and he's still alive. He is fighting like out. Wow. A wonderful fight up there from Litro.
What a unit. Litro is now doing another opening.
Yeah. So that was a double, and now he's setting up for a normal Tetris, and his well is open as well. That's a wonderful starting position.
This might be the first Tetris that he set up in this game.
He's always doing the T-spins. Yeah, and Eliva also has a well open, wonderful setup, everything fine. Looks very clean on both sides at the moment. I think both of them, none of them has any real issues at the moment. It's purely a timing question when you send it over. Litro now has a bit of garbage, but Eliva had a wonderful garbage with the well exactly where she wanted it. So yeah, she's playing beautiful. I think Eliva is really pulling ahead right now, just because her stack is more clean. Litro has the garbage stack, he has to fight through.
And he's preparing a triple T-spin on the right side of the screen.
It, yeah.
He needs the right key, and here it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Into a double
T-spin, and Eliva is being pushed up a lot by that. Wow.
That was very close.
That was painful.
Very close.
Yeah, congratulations about that. 1-1.
I'm serious. I was thinking.
Oh, I see. Here, Eliva is trying
that
to
was so
trying
fast.
to do an orc here, but
I didn't even see this one.
Quality. Yeah.
It's really, really fast.
Yeah. That was super fast, but Eliva just sent over a T-spin so quickly that it wouldn't have counted.
I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, I was saying secretly I was hoping for Eliva to win this one too. Now I think like wow, this would be amazing.
I would be happy for both of these to win, just because both of them are really good players. I know Eliva, we have a lot of fans here, but Litro, I'm really impressed with how he's improved. So if he moves on, I think it's totally deserved as well.
Yes.
Because looking at this, and also Tetris didn't used to be his main game. Puyo was his main game, and so he's really he's performing amazingly well.
He's pushing Eliva out of this game just with T-spins.
Yeah.
You just imagine that one.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you are able to pull off. Just with this.
And now a double T-spin. Doing another setup here, another T-spin ready almost. Yeah, and that is, but he built the cross. I'm not sure if that helps him. Maybe he wants to do another double T-spin behind it.
What he would have been able to.
He could have done 2 T-spins behind each other, but maybe that was too risky because that takes time.
They are watching. I think they are watching the other screens quite a lot.
Yeah.
So when it's safe, then sorry.
Yeah. So Litro is currently trying to downstack quite a lot. Eliva is a long way up at the top, but she has a good chance here now with the garbage. It happens to be in good positions that she can clean it up. Yeah, working her way down the garbage stack. Oh, that was a misdrop, I believe. And yeah, but she can probably clear that up, but it's not too nice. Let's see, can she get it clean? Yeah, okay, it's cleaned up. And now she can probably get a T-spin setup here. Yes, she has. And Litro is just doing normal double lines. That's not going to do too much.
So what we've seen there was like Eliva was thinking about how to drop this one, and she decided to drop it on the right side because
the well is open. Eliva has a big advantage now if she uses this. And there comes the Tetris. Litro has nothing really to counter it. He's just being pushed higher and higher. If Eliva can do a few more lines, this should probably be it. Unless he can. Oh, his well is still closed. No, that was it. Eliva. Litro is out. Eliva 2-1. So if Eliva can now get one more point, they are even in the sets, and we then have a final set to decide the winner. Both of them playing really well.
I have to agree with you. And I wish for both of them to win. I don't know how it's to say, but both of them deserve this win.
Yeah.
We have here another triple T-spin, a double T-spin. It's actually interesting how he pulls them off so easily.
Yeah. It's amazing how Litro really has a lot of these techniques, in which I typically you don't expect this from someone who normally focuses on Puyo. So this just shows how much he's been playing Tetris as well. And I'd really say he's equally powerful in both of those games. I'm interested to see if he does get further, if he would play Puyo or Tetris later against, for example, Hiku or Nonus.
Yes, I am rooting for that one too.
Yeah.
I hope that they get further to them to
Yeah.
beat them.
Ooh, and Eliva was just pushed out. Litrol was just too fast. So this is now the set point. Set point and also possibly a match point for Litrol.
Litrol have to win this one to get out of this game. He started with an attempt to get a blue clear.
Yeah, but he didn't have the right pieces, sadly.
Maybe it does not work at any time.
Yeah. We only had one perfect clear up until now in this tournament, at least in the games that we saw. But yeah, I've seen matches where that's happened more often. So let's see how that goes. Maybe we'll see some more later.
Maybe someone can do the math on the perfect clear success rate.
Yeah, I thought it was something with 80, but I'm not sure. Oh, and Nick's out. Oh, Eliva pulls up, and now we have the sets 3-2. So really close. This is going to decide who is going to continue in the winner finals.
Winner finals.
Yeah. And then after that, we go down to the loser brackets for the losers finals, and to see who continues on to the higher match.
Well, I don't know. I don't know for whom we can root for right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't spin it 2 times this time. He's doing another stretch.
Oh wow, what is that setup? I've never seen anything like that.
Look at that one.
That
He's
is
playing a
crazy.
triple T-spin like this.
That is
Wow.
what a crazy setup. Wow.
Where's he pulling this one off? Like, what?
Yeah, that was really. It looked like he was doing really, like he misdropped and was replacing it, but it was absolutely a setup. And as you can see now, he is really far ahead compared to Eliva. Eliva is half the way up the board, and he has a completely clean board. That was a really cool setup.
And Eliva found a nice way to clear the board pretty effectively and getting back to the bottom. So we're back to 0.
Yeah, they're both pretty equal right now. Eliva doing a T-spin without anything over it, so no lines. But yeah,
Style points.
exactly.
Yeah, but I think she's now playing for Tetris after Tetris in this one.
Yeah. Oh, and a nice combo there from Eliva just now.
She does not prepare a T-spin in this setup,
Yeah.
which would have been likely.
I think she's just playing at the moment very safe, just going for Tetrises. Here another T-spin, but she's also working on clearing the board underneath because the garbage, because of the amount they're sending. Ooh, that's a misdrop on her side. That's not nice. But maybe, ooh, that's dangerous. Can she get over? Ooh, that's
one time
no,
over,
no,
but
no,
not
no,
two
no.
times.
That was a bad misdrop.
Where's the last play?
Okay, so let's see. Litrol currently at an advantage.
And Eliva is going for another Tetris attempt, doing Tetris after Tetris. Maybe that's the idea if you delay the combo of... if you look at when he is doing the combo, so you send the trash over when he is out of the combo.
Yep. Both of them pretty equal at the moment. I don't see anyone really pushing forward.
And now you have to imagine that it was like a triple T-spin and a double T-spin on this side, on both sides. Which have been countered, of course. But here now we are back at it again that Litrol is preparing the T-spins and Eliva is going for
But
the
he's
Tetris.
really far up, so if Eliva sends over a Tetris or two, that will probably take out Litrol because he can only do double T-spins to counter. He's currently really fighting with the garbage he has. Eliva also really gone up high at this point.
So shouldn't place
Ooh,
the
missed
high.
I think.
There is also a point where you have to get your trash down. Like,
Yeah.
This
Ooh,
is one
and
of the situations.
Yeah, let's see if she's able to get out of this. This looks pretty good. The well is open again. And but also Litrol also has the well. That's what's going to push her up again. So
Eliva was never in danger, maybe was in danger all along.
okay, so we're now at the match point for Litrol. If he is able to get a point here, it is over, and Eliva goes down to loser bracket.
Loser bracket indeed.
Yeah, this is a really intense match. Both of them very equal.
This is not a loser bracket where you want to
Eliva.
go to.
Ooh,
Yeah.
and pushed up a lot, but if Litrol can work his way through that, that has a wonderful well that he could use. And it looks like he's almost there. He needs to clean up a little bit more. Yes, he has it, and he can do the Tetris, countering what Eliva just sent over. And we have, looking at this, Eliva's slight advantage, I think a little bit better, but yeah, Litrol now also with a Tetris possibility. Yeah, it's really just going back and forth, very similar amount of garbage on both sides. Eliva now a little bit ahead.
And also playing with fast combos. I think there was not too much of big combos, except for like the DT cannon plays. But
S-spin from Litrol, he managed to fix his mistake and built a double T-spin.
I think that Eliva is maybe playing too defensively this one. I think that she should be pulling off more T-spins. But she's going for Tetris after Tetris after Tetris.
Yeah, but I think she's doing it well. She's not doing it on speed anymore. She's more focusing on technique. Yeah. But I had the feeling at the beginning she was more successful when she was going on speed. But let's see. Maybe she can pull this off. Very similar setup at the moment. Garbage currently coming from the counter from Eliva.
She's going back to the text, doing the T-spins.
Yeah, and it looks like Eliva has a well open. That gives her a wonderful advantage very far down.
With the combo.
Litrol was able to counter it, but Eliva is now in a very good position.
These were very fast run
and a double T-spin as well. Wonderful, and in follow, so sending over a lot of garbage compared to Litrol. Another Tetris. Litrol can only counter via a load of T-spins, but at the moment Eliva has a huge advantage.
Yes, she has to play aggressively now. She's at the point where she has to do it.
Yeah. Oh, and that was probably it then.
Take off!
So Eliva trying to drag herself back. Now if she gets if she wins the next 2 matches, she will take this game. But if Litrol wins just 1, he is further to the finals.
I have to agree with the chat. Eliva should do the comeback now. Oh, and just when I said it, there was a misdrop.
Yeah.
Well,
but it looks like Litrol also failed to do a perfect clear, if I saw that correctly. But he now switched it over into a double T-spin, so maybe not so bad. Ooh, and Eliva's stack looks pretty bad at the moment. He needs to do a bit of cleanup to get this into a working state. A lot of damage coming over here from Litrol. Double Tetris, I believe.
Yeah, double T-spin.
So yeah, this does not look good. Ooh, but she managed it, and a double Tetris to get out of that.
Eliva definitely needs more support. Yeah, but there's like way too less.
Really good. Ooh, and yes, wow, holy, that I did not expect him to get that far back. So Litrol, and she's now actually below Litrol from the height, and if she now can pull off another Tetris between that, and now she has another well open for another Tetris. This is going to cause a lot of damage. Litrol can send over 1 Tetris, but nothing else.
Spin into almost a Tetris.
Yeah, and Eliva was able to do a 3 combo just then with multiple different line combinations. And here a Tetris and a T-spin double countered by Litrol. Oh, a bad misdrop from Eliva there, but she can maybe clean that up. That looks okay. You can clean that up. And now she's trying to. Yeah, looks good. That was a good cleanup. Not easy to do that.
We have Litrol doing a tower on the left side, so he can place more T-spins on the right side.
Yeah,
to have it more safe.
Oh, and it is slow. Whoa! Amazing! What she managed comeback. She managed to pull through with that insane high level. So 2-2 and 2-2 in the sets. This is match point. Whoever wins this round goes to the grand finals.
This is so intense. This is so intense.
Or the winners finals. Yes. One of them. So yeah, let's see. Litrol has a pretty unclean stack, but it looks like he has his T-spin setup. Yeah, it was a setup. It wasn't unclean. I'm totally wrong. So that was a single, a double, and a triple sent over to Eliva. Eliva is quite high up compared to it, but currently still pretty okay. Just cleaning up the garbage. If she does this cleverly, she should be able to pull through. And Litrol is all the way down at the bottom. That gives him a huge advantage at this moment. And yeah, we are dark again. Let's see how. Ooh, Eliva is very far up and fighting her way through, trying to clean up the stack. Oh no, that looks like a bad misdrop, and that was it. Eliva is sadly out. What? And Litrol won with what 3-2 in the final match. 3-2. That was an amazingly close match.
That was so impressive.
Yeah, Eliva fighting her way back. fighting her way back from a 0-2 up to a 2-2. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Müssen wir aber langsam.
So it was really, really good. Wow. Incredible.
So now that we successfully kicked out Eliva to the losers bracket, we may also move over to the losers bracket and see the next fight between Giant and Baby Yoshi.
Yeah.
The winner of this bracket will fight against Eliva.
So currently we're looking at which matches are going to be played because it looks like there's still quite a lot of matches open. So we need to see which ones are. Oh, you changed the camera again.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, man.
I have way too high legs.
You have much too much screen now. This is not okay. And yes. And now I'm too big.
You're right. Now this is past the situation.
Something like that. Yeah, that's okay. Fine. Let's do that. Okay. Man, that was a close match. Crazy. Okay, so which one is being set up now? So okay, we are seeing two more players that we've already watched. Giant versus Baby Yoshi. So Giant we saw before playing against who do we see against Donos, and Baby Yoshi we saw being beat by Hiku. So both of them beaten by two very good players, and both of them, Baby Yoshi and Giant, are both very some of the better players here in PPTG. So this is going to be a very interesting match as well.
The round before, Giant was playing against Exo and he won this one, and Baby Yoshi was playing against Eke and Baby Yoshi won against Eke.
Yeah.
We missed these matches, but I can imagine that they were very intense.
Yeah, I think we saw before Eke versus Yukina. So Eke, I think you saw. And yeah, Baby Yoshi and Eke played against each other, and Baby Yoshi prevailed. So that's why she's now playing against Giant. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Setup is being done. I believe Giant and Baby Yoshi both play on the screen, I believe. So we're probably going back to the normal setup. I'm relatively sure. So
There's a lot of movement happening right now.
yeah, we're seeing how everything's being set up.
I can see right now in the corner there, Eliva and Nitron are talking with each other.
Yeah, the whole Tetris community is there discussing that match. I think that was a pretty hype for all of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was super exciting to see, especially just that fighting going back and forth all the time, all the way at the top. That's the most exciting thing that can happen.
Intense until the finish.
Hey. Yeah, so yeah, I'm thinking maybe we could perhaps switch back to the brackets so people can have a look what the standing is. We have a few moments beforehand. So here we have the brackets at the moment. So yeah, you can see at the top we have Hiku and Nonos who played against each other. Hiku won, and Eliva versus Litrol, which Litrol won. So we're going to have a match at the top, which is Hiku versus Litrol. And then now we have some matches: Giant versus Baby Yoshi, and also there's Marshall versus Haven. And whoever wins those is going to play against the people who were knocked out from the previous match. So Eliva versus either Giant or Baby Yoshi, and Nonos versus either Marshall or Haven.
Es ist Top 8 bis Top 5.
So this is going to be really interesting.
There's still some arrangements.
Yeah.
And we will play the last 8 fights in best of 5.
Yep. So let's
Even
see.
if they are in the losers brackets.
So they're currently setting up the game. And okay. Let's see.
I think everything is settled down a bit right now.
I think when we get to the finals and so on, I think there'll be more hype. I think there'll be more people watching. But yeah, at the moment, people are kind of chilling down a bit again.
Yeah, it's the tension.
Yeah.
It's coming up. Right. Still some small things. I just open up the chat for a second, and then we can see.
Yeah, exactly. Side up the side up. Yeah.
I hope you still enjoy it. Awesome.
Yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I mean, we don't do this commentary stuff often, and it's been a long time since the last time we've done this, so we're excited to do this. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So yeah, we are switching over now to the next match.
If you guys that are here, because we are aware it's Monday and it's like the midday time.
Yeah.
So most of you are I don't know, occupied maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an ideal time, but yeah, the tournaments have to fit somewhere, and this is a network party that goes 5 days. So yeah, we didn't get the Sunday spot, which I think last time we had like one of the pole positions.
Yeah.
That was really insane how many people we had.
It was on a Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we had like 40 viewers or something, which was really cool. And we had people from the French community and so on. So yeah.
Yeah, we're very thankful for you watching right now.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we have now Giant versus Baby Yoshi, and once again I think the screens are switched. So I believe Giant is on the right hand side and Baby Yoshi is on the left hand side. So what is Baby Yoshi doing over there? That looks...
He's playing very slow and Giant is already doing... No, wait, Baby Yoshi's left.
Yeah, Baby Yoshi is building something very strange there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, so
Der liegt jetzt wieder falsch.
Oh, okay. They are misplaced again. Yeah. But yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it looks like Baby Yoshi has cleaned up a little bit. Giant is currently going with a T-spin double. No counter from Yoshi, but she set up another T-spin on her side. So also no counter from Giant. It seems like they're just kind of accepting the garbage at the moment. And Giant has the well open, which of course is a very nice position for him right now. Yoshi also with a double T-spin, and with the eyepiece now she can also do another one line. She didn't. She did a double T-spin followed by a Tetris, which is pushing up Giant a lot. But also Giant now has a chance for a double Tetris T-spin, and yeah, and another T-spin opportunity here. Just waiting for the T-piece, which doesn't want to come. Oh wow, that was an expensive. That is an expensive T-spin. But he managed it. T-spin followed by it. Oh, and
He's
Baby Yoshi is
no,
on the
he's
top
not.
end.
Oh my god, my god.
Oh,
That was
okay.
close, that was close.
Apparently they are the right way around. Yeah, because the fish is on the left.
You're
Giant
right,
is the
you're
fish.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so sorry about that.
I was about to say, in
It's-
case of in case of confusion, always look out where the fish is. So
Yeah.
this one is
Yeah, Giant and Nico are always the fish. So yeah, so that was actually Giant who was just kicked out. So yeah, very powerful attacks from Baby Yoshi just then. So let's see whether he can turn this around again.
And here we can see one of the gimmicks of Giant is that he is very fast.
Yeah.
He's not one of these people, even if they are facing someone, they are not playing slow. They are playing fast paced.
Yeah, and Giant, of course, also very probably kind of famous for his position in the classic Tetris community, where he, I believe, probably a little while ago now, but he did go to America for the finals there. So yeah, he qualified in the German championship. So yeah, he's also very famous in that field. So yeah. That's also a little bit of a side info here.
Most of these people have a rich history
Yeah,
on the back.
exactly. So yeah, Baby Yoshi here fighting her way down. Giant seems to currently have a bit of an upper hand. Yoshi quite far up, but she also has a pretty favorable stack looking at it, so maybe she can invert it. Yeah, exactly what I said. The stack was favorable for her, so now they're about equal again.
About here.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see because Giant's gameplay is very smooth, but sometimes there is like this one Tetris that is one place off. He's playing too fast for himself.
This is very dangerous what he has here, but oh no, Yoshi is fighting her way down, but that might be too much. Oh, it was only a double Tetris. She was lucky. That was now a big Tetris. That is good. It's a kick out.
He was delaying
So-
the Tetris for
So
the
1-1 for Giant versus Yoshi.
What a game. Definitely. And this is also one of his favorite openers. He opens with a T-spin very quite often because I think it's because much people try to start with the perfect clear strategy.
Yeah, and I would certainly block it because he needs very few pieces to get a T-spin double going.
Yeah.
Most of the openers go for like a double followed by a triple or something like that, and those need a little bit more time to set up. So they are kind of in danger if you have someone doing a perfect clear.
And it's also a very safe opener. I think it's one of the most safe openings.
Yeah.
To put it that way.
Okay, so Giant here with a pretty big well. If he could he didn't get enough eyepieces at once, that would have been a wonderful combo. But the one eyepiece was at the end of the back. That was just bad luck. Yeah, Yoshi currently a bit of a stack looks a little bit wild, but it's not too bad yet.
Yeah, it's hard to build this one down. I think she's looking for a T-spin, but it's not really convenient every single time. And every time it is convenient, a Giant is attacking.
Oh, and Baby Yoshi being pushed up a little bit more damage, and she'll be out, and that was it.
She had to find a strategy to get down, but it was too late. Or maybe Giant is playing too fast. Maybe one of the both.
Yep. Giant just building up a clean stack here.
Another strategy of Giant, which I like, is that he's preparing 2 Tetrises and then goes for...
that makes, of course, a lot of damage because it's a combo and also a back-to-back. That means it sends 10 lines, so half the screen. Which is quite a bit more powerful than if you have just a normal Tetris followed by something else. By the way, this back-to-back is also held up by T-spins. So if you do T-spins and Tetrises only, you also have that bonus.
Ooh, it's yeah, okay, I get it. I was wondering because I've seen it before, but I didn't know if this would be Tetris or T-spin.
So Giant's a little bit higher at the moment than Yoshi. Maybe she can actually push him up further.
That was a T-spin, which was not enough. But
Giant fighting at the top. Maybe he can get out of this. Yeah, he's digging down. Needs to be quick to get out of this. Needs to open up that well. Looks okay.
Maybe Yoshi's struggling to get these combos off. There is the combo in mind, but it's so hard to pull them off.
Yeah. Maybe Yoshi here fighting away at the top. Giant and by now actually quite a bit more comfortable half the way down. Yoshi misplaced the eyepiece, and that was probably hit for Baby Yoshi. That was not over. So that means a set point to Giant. Giant is now at 1. Baby Yoshi at 0.
Yep. It's on. We're having some technical issues?
No, I think the audio coming from in the hall is probably not quite in sync with the game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because it's going through a capture thing, so it might be confusing a little bit. So they're currently checking if they can fix the audio.
It's hard to play with this. If you're reliant on the sounds and the stuff, it could be a burden for you.
Also, I'm sure it's not exactly easy hearing people complaining about their gameplay. With us sitting here saying, "Oh, he fucked up."
Yeah, I think you've got a point.
No, but I think this is going to be.
But I think someone like Giant, I can trash talk the whole day. He doesn't care. But...
Oh, he turned around. He's pointing at you, and he made this jest with his hand, like he wants to cut your throat or something.
Yeah, this is one of our gimmicks, you know.
Ah, okay, that's a gimmick. Okay. So I shouldn't be surprised if he disappears.
No, you should.
Okay, fine.
But I come back eventually.
Eventually.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we are trying to get the
fixing the audio issues right now.
We have our Aura team here trying to get this over the monitor. I hope that this will help here.
Exactly.
It's pretty quiet here. I think we have somewhat 50 people here around us, but it's right now it's pretty quiet.
Yep. At the same time, I think people are also setting up for the next tournament that's going to come, which is a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament. There's a lot of stations being set up, and that's probably going to come straight after our commentary here when we've done the finals and everything. So wait for that.
Since it's in the evening, we of course will have a lot of more viewers to enjoy the show.
Yeah. Okay, we're back. So, Giant on the left, Baby Yoshi on the right, same as before. Giant building up very, very quickly. Building up his stack, trying to go for the double Tetris probably again. There he is, going for a nice combo. Doing it, it's almost kind of like a 3-wide partially what he's doing there. Like he was building up a Tetris followed by a 3-wide, which means you can place the pieces and like build up a combo afterwards, which is quite damaging. So
he's struggling with the tech. There are attempts, but it's a struggle most of the time. Now he's getting down again. I think this is also one of the things that Giant is very strong at, building down again.
He really has the speed, so building down you need to be fast because it's not about damage, it's just about being as quick as possible so you get to the point where you do damage again. So yeah, if the speed is certainly an advantage there.
So the Tetris.
Yeah,
very safe.
and Giant is now opened up and can now do a single T-spin, some more combos there. Yoshi with a double T-spin. Yeah, pretty even right now. And sending over a bit of garbage, being countered by Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi is also aligning the blocks very strangely, I would say, but I think there's also a better behind it because it's very clear, and she's very clear with her clearing these.
Yeah. She has a bit of bad luck with the garbage pattern at the moment because they're like on the right, then the left, right, left, which is kind of annoying to do. It's normally nicer if they're close together. But yeah, it seems like now Giant has cleared his well on the right-hand side. Maybe Yoshi is still kind of building up something.
And this is the one that I was referring to. This is Giant's combo.
Ooh, nice combo from Giant. That is going to take out Baby Yoshi.
This is the
Giant,
thing that
Giant with one.
Yes, this is the one that Giant likes to do. He likes to prepare most ideally 2 Tetrises, and then he goes for a 2-wide. And he is going to do a Tetris, and then he goes with a combo out of the game.
Yeah. So not just the double Tetris, which gives you a wonderful 10 lines, but also extra lines through a combo, which means you can probably go up to something like 15, 16 lines, which is almost the whole screen, so you have to counter it, otherwise you're out.
It is. He said this is not very effective against Puyo players because Puyo players pull off the combos to counter it, yes, but if you're playing like this, it's a very convenient strategy.
Yeah, that's the thing, the different strategies you have to have if you play Tetris or play Puyo. Yeah, I think the later matches, I think we have quite a few Puyo players now coming up, so I'm hoping we will see a Puyo vs Puyo match. That would be cool. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
It's actually strange because last time I was like, yeah, let's have some Tetris players in the finals, and then there were the Puyo players, which I was not rooting for most of the time. He was not able to spin the eye into the thing.
Yeah, maybe Yoshi with a point back. So now they're both at 1.
That's awesome. They Baby Yoshi a bit delayed, but both started with a T-spin. A nice opening. Now we have Giant going for fast Tetrises, I think. It was a fast Tetris. With another fast Tetris, yeah, he's doing it fast this time.
Yeah, just building up fast, trying to get Tetris as soon as possible. Yoshi has a very nice well set up. She can now put that in and theoretically straight away another Tetris. This is going to hurt Giant because he's probably not going to be able to counter all that. Yeah, he's pretty far up now. Another Tetris coming over. He really has to start digging now, otherwise he's going to be out in the next few minutes. Lighting up. Oh, he's up there. Oh, no, and the eyepiece missed drop, and he needs to use the L to try and save himself. That meant he had to build up more garbage up there. Oh, and Yoshi is pushing him out. Oh, Yoshi pulls ahead with a 2-1.
And this is the one where you do not go for Tetrises, but for fast T-spins to finish your opponent off, which Baby Yoshi did in this. Very well played by her.
Yeah.
We have Giant again with Tetris preparation.
Yoshi seems to be thinking about what she wants to do with this because there didn't seem to be a very obvious place to put it.
These
were a lot of damage coming from Giant.
3 Tetrises
She
by Giant.
still doesn't really have that much. She now has the wealth from the garbage, but she didn't really have it built up before.
Now he's in a bad situation. This was a very, very strong opening.
Oh, 2 Tetrises coming over. but he can counter it. It's close up there, but I don't see Yoshi shooting anything too soon. At the moment, she's still trying to build something up. Giant has some time to clean up his stack, and then he has almost the Tetris as well. Digging down his stack. He's slightly above Yoshi, but I think he is not done yet. That was a very bad misdrop. And that means maybe Yoshi goes ahead in this set, so we have 1-1 in the sets.
But Giant is not affected at all. If you can see here at the cam, he's not moving his head for an inch for... Oh, there it is again.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if he's not moving at all, he's not that stoic, it's just a camera.
He pressed it into the wrong direction, and now he's... No, he didn't. He do a T-spin. I am having trouble saying my words correctly. My God.
So he has now a nice setup here with all of the with the setup where he can also do a nice combo, sending in another eyepiece afterwards. That should have been something like 12 lines being sent over to Yoshi. She probably countered quite a lot of that because she still isn't that high up. Yeah, he is in a pretty good position with the well where it is. Very easy to continue with the well. Now, ooh, a misdrop from Giant.
That's one of the things if you go for a double Tetris play like this, like the right side and the left side are going for Tetrises, it's hard to make some counter actions. You want to do 3 Tetrises as fast as possible, but the other side will want to do it too. So most of the time, both of them end up with more trash than they are able to handle with.
Yeah.
Want to join the last match? 0-0 again?
I just got the question whether I wore my Tetris jacket on the way to the event and if I got any comments. No, I actually had it here in one of the back rooms and I got changed just before we started the Tetris match. So, but the comments here in the hall were very funny. So yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, so we have, baby Yoshi is now relatively high up. I have a feeling Giant has really pulled ahead right now. Fighting his way up here. I think Giant currently has a bit of an advantage, clearing up the well here, and doing another combo with an L and a J, and then, oh, that was a nice combo rush just then. So that gives Giant a 1 and Baby Yoshi 0.
1-2-0 it is. No T-spin start for this one.
Oh, a perfect clear by Giant. You can see a huge amount of garbage over on Yoshi. She was not able to counter it. She can now, of course, use this garbage to do some Tetrises, but this is a huge setback when that happens.
Now she's delaying it, which is fine in this situation.
Yeah.
She's not in a hurry right now.
You can even see she did all of that just now, and she's still only back to where Giant was a few seconds ago. So that removal there of the all clear, that took just a lot of time. So Giant is currently digging through his garbage pile, trying to get it cleaned up. That looks good. He can now do a Tetris. Oh, he didn't use it to counter. He was waiting for a double Tetris, followed by the third Tetris piece. That is a lot of damage in one go. Double T-spin by Yoshi. And another Tetris ready from Giant. This is gonna hurt a lot.
These are some favorable trash lines.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. The trash that is coming is actually really good for the players. So it's not as bad as you might think. Both of them are really pulling through, even though there's a lot of garbage being sent back and forth.
He was preparing this one. I think he was preparing it beforehand because you want to clear the lines, yes, but you want to prepare your stones so that they are not blocking the next lines of trash that you want to clear. So these are sometimes the reason why they are delaying some of the drops.
Yeah, Yoshi is now down to the garbage stack and she can now start to do some digging. But it seems like she's still building up. Yep, she has a Tetris. Both of them had a Tetris at the same time. Both of them cancelled each other out. Nothing changed.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
Then has to find the balancing between clearing and countering and sending. Like this one, it was a perfect counter. Amazing.
Yeah.
This one he was able to counter.
So it's been doubled by Yoshi, countered by Giant with a double.
Yoshi just pulled up. He's playing on the verge of death.
He's really fighting to get down the stack. He needs to clean this up. It's not a favorable stack at the moment. It's not easy to clean this up. He needed to waste it his IPs to save that. And now, ooh,
That's a lot of weight
also
source. Yes.
He managed that. That was. Oh, this is really bad. If Yoshi can send over one more Tetris, it's probably gonna be it. But he got out of it. Amazing.
He does not
Wow.
want to lose this.
Okay, he got out of it, and he's now further down again. Yoshi is now not looking that good. G now needs to do it, get that Tetris in there, cancel the garbage from Giant. If Giant can send over one more line of garbage, which she can't cancel, which it looks like right now, that kills her.
It was
And
in
now
back
it's
to back
2-0 for all
Giants.
Giants.
Sorry.
Oh, fine.
Could you imagine me doing this for like 3.5 hours straight?
We did that last time.
Yeah. I mean, last time we had some breaks. Like you were able to go to the tournament and have a breath. You took the break while you're doing your tournament.
Yeah, this time I decided not to do a tournament, and you now notice like the voice and so on. It's not easy doing this for a long time. So yeah. So Baby Yoshi again with a double T-spin has the Tetris ready, sending it over. Giant now has a huge amount of garbage which he needs to clear. See how he does it. Oh, set up for a T-spin, wonderful. He has the two keys, and now he can start digging further, trying to open up the well on the right-hand side. Yoshi quite far down. She's now in a pretty good position.
And Giant is already prepared for Tetris. Not 2 in a row, sadly, but very effective. Now we have on the right side a few Tetrises in preparation, but they are missing some ice stones. There's the first.
Yep.
And there comes the second. Anytime. There it is.
Baby Yoshi just now with the Tetris. Giant fighting up there, trying to clear up the garbage. It's not a great
this is
garbage
a
stack.
back-
Oh, and that is a lot of damage coming from Yoshi. Hitting Giant 2-1.
She could have sent the Tetris anytime, but she had a back-to-back in the hand, and she pulled it off. Giant off. Because she had the time.
Yeah,
Any
back
other
to, the
situation?
back-to-back gives you another extra line. That sometimes that is the difference you need.
Any other situation? Maybe not, but this time she had the time to pull it.
Yep. Let's see. Baby Yoshi kind of looking what she's doing with her eyepiece. She has a double T-spin ready, and Giant now has a double T-spin and pretty much a 3-line ready. Sending over to counter it out. Pretty good. Looking good for both of them. Yep.
They're pretty safe, both of them. Baby Yoshi maybe not too safe at this second, but there comes the first attack. Yeah, she needs to get access to the Tetris. She got it, and now she has to build down again.
Yeah, Giant working here with the big stack that he built up. Yoshi is also very high, but she hasn't got anything there. The whole thing is just garbage. So she can't do anything, and then she's out. That means Giant pulls ahead 2-1 with the sets. So this means if Giant wins this set, he has won.
Okay,
So we are continuing.
this one is like 2 for Giant and 1 for Baby Yoshi. So this one, if Giant wins this one, he is. What is he actually? He is gets beach world then, right?
If Giant pulls through, he's playing against Eliba
Ah, Eliba. Okay, yeah.
in the losers quarterfinal.
That wouldn't be actually the first one. I think Giant and Eliba attempted a few duels in the past against each other in tournaments. And they are pretty much on the same level back then. But I wonder how they are performing now. So this is interesting to watch. I hope that Giant wins, but let's hope it for Baby Yoshi too.
Yeah. I mean, Baby Yoshi, for me, she was always my rival in the past when I was really playing actively. So, yeah, I kind of want her to win as well. At the same time, I mean, Giant is also just incredibly good at tournaments, so this would be kind of what we always kind of expect, that he always pulls through somehow to get at least one of the medals. because that is just what he does at United LAN. He just comes to every tournament and just takes at least bronze or something else with him.
And it's not even in United LAN tournaments. I've happened to see a tournament where one of the moderators were a very fun guy and very jokingly and managed to make a lot of people to laugh, but when he made jokes with Giant was not moving a single inch. He was so into the game.
Yeah, he's just totally concentrated on the game. Giant also all the way up there, got a 3-line ready. Yoshi also very far up at this point, same position right now. Now the question is, who can do more damage? The stacks are both not exactly great. Yoshi has a T-spin double ready, just in time, I would say. And a Tetris followed as well. That is going to hurt. Okay, Giant is all the way at the top. He needs to clean this up. Yeah, he used his eyepiece to save himself. He had no time to build up a Tetris.
But it was a T-spin.
Really close at the top of the
It was a nice T-spin, which may be enough. Yeah, it was enough. It was
enough. Yeah, so Giant got another point.
Die war die ganze Zeit klar. Stand nicht auf den Zahn, aber
both not starting with a T-spin. They both, it seems they are both going for the Tetris again, the Tetris strat.
Yeah, Giant is waiting for a second eyepiece and he has it.
He built so high, like very high.
Yeah. So Yoshi is all the way up there, and Giant also has like multiple eyepieces now. He can send over a lot of garbage now. So Yoshi is all the way up there.
This is not a good situation.
Yeah, that is really bad. I think Yoshi is gonna have a difficult time getting out of this. Yeah, Giant just needs to send over a bit more garbage, and it will be over.
You can see Giant
was trying to get the S-spin in, but it didn't work, and that was it. So this means we are now at match point for Giant.
We were able to see in Giant's face, mimic and stuff, that he was searching for a T-spin as fast as possible, but he wasn't able to pull one off, so he decided to go for a Tetris instead.
Ooh, a misdrop by Giant. Clean that up. Not a major misdrop, but still a misdrop.
Yeah, he was never in danger. But now it's getting pretty close.
Yeah, he needs an eyepiece as soon as possible.
He's doing this two-white strategy like this. It's not two-white right now, but he told me that he uses to make like a 2 or 3-white at the right side to save and clear up in situations like these.
So starting off with some multiple Tetrises and then using the rest up to just somehow build up some more combos. Absolutely a good strategy.
Maybe they are not as very good.
Giant is putting a lot of pressure on Yoshi.
Yes.
Yoshi was able to counter it, but she is really high up now. Another double Tetris and she has nothing to counter it. And that's probably it. And Giant moves on.
Giant won.
Giant won.
Ja, dann Felix. Was sie hier?
Very intense game, and I love that I've been able to see that Giant was doing the two-white strategy, because I really like this one from them. It's very effective.
Yeah. So looking now at the board, so Giant has now moved forward and will play against Elivar. But before that, we have another match, which is Marshall versus Avon. So Avon we've seen before. Marshall we haven't yet. Marshall is also been in the field for a long time. I think United LAN, he's been here like 50 times now. He's from the beginning. He did a lot of the technical stuff here as well. So yeah, also I played a few matches against him, and he's still on a very good level. So I'm interested to see how this goes. I'm not sure how good he is against Puyo, I have to admit, because I typically play against him with Tetris.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. Marshall, from how I used to play against him, he is fast, which is good against Puyo, but at the same time he often makes small mistakes which cost a lot of time. So it really depends on what dominates here. If he gets nervous and starts to make a load of mistakes, or if he can keep up the speed and put the pressure on Aiden. And whoever wins this will go on to challenge Nunus.
I think the last time I've seen Meschede playing Tetris against someone else was the last United LAN.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a very long time. I don't know where to put him right now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think he's also been playing a lot on classic Tetris, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, on the left-hand side we have Avon, on the right-hand side we have Marshall. But it's going to be the other way around, I believe, in the actual screen. So you're going to know which one's Marshall because he takes the annoying yellow ball. Yes. So Marshall is on the left-hand side, Avon is on the right-hand side. Once again, we're exactly the opposite way around. So yeah. No, Yoshi, it wasn't on the left. It was the other way around. So we have now Avon on the left-hand side playing Puyo and Marshall on the right-hand side with Tetris. You can see he has quite a bit of speed, and he now needs to quickly send something over. Already a four-line combo from Avon, and you can see Marshall is already higher. So he's
slight disadvantage.
Yeah, he needs to clean this up quickly, but now he has the Tetris open. Now he can send over the garbage. Let's see if that arrives. It looks like it.
Another Tetris. Maybe that's another one. Nope, it's not. This is the thing. If you go for the Tetris game versus the Puyo, you have to do it fast. Very, very fast.
Yeah.
If you're too slow, you end up in these situations.
Yeah. At the moment, it's looking relatively good. I think Marshall is doing pretty well. There's a lot of garbage on Avon's side, so he needs to build around that. But yeah, we are looking at this. It's relatively okay for Marshall still. Even though he's high up, I don't see this as much as a problem yet.
But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first time someone uses a Tetris stud against a Puyo player. Because most of them they tried it with the DT cannon and with some other threads, but this time...
Marshall is going purely on just the standard Tetris strat, just going as fast as he can, as many Tetris as he can, to block the lines that Avon is building. And this is currently looking like it's working, because Avon is currently being covered in garbage. So yeah, this is going to be difficult to get out of this.
I don't know, if you come to me and say to me that Tetris is always the same, I don't know, I would love.
Yeah.
There's so much diversity to it.
Yeah. It's a lot of different strategies you can have, and the different players, they have a lot of different ways of doing it. So yeah, you can see here Marshall is still up half the way, but yeah, he's...
They are not able to blocks in line, sadly.
Yeah. So currently, Marshall is kind of fighting, but a double spin.
He countered with combo. That was good. But it's getting closer and closer to the end. If he is not able to pull off something very fast...
Yeah, Marshall now has a bit of a problem with this stack. He doesn't really have anything. And now the chain is coming, so probably this is going to be it for Marshall. That doesn't look like it. Yeah.
At least he did not get a screen blown away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see.
Alright, we're rooting for Marshall now because if he starts for the Tetris again, then will be great. Yeah, he's doing it again, and I hope this time it's more effective. I wish for it. That's the first Tetris.
Countered with a double combo that just sent 2 lines to Marshall. That's okay, he can work with that. That was a Tetris back-to-back and another Tetris back-to-back. So that should do quite a bit of damage. Even with the chain, the garbage actually went to Avon. But it was only 2 blocks, that's not 3 blocks, that's not a lot.
Not a lot indeed.
Yeah.
I think that Avon was not prepared for this Tetris strat in the beginning. That's why it went so good for Meschede in the beginning. But this time he did it for the small combos instead. Now here's another combo from him, which is also a small combo. To
another back-to-back from Marshall. He's really keeping the back-to-back. Look at this wonderful stack that he's built. He can really just keep it up, just do it normal Tetris one after the other. Very clean playing style. Not many mistakes I've seen from him yet. It looks really good.
This is very, very even. It's not like the fight between Hiko and Nolanus, which was very typical, but they are still very even, and it's pretty close for both of them.
Yeah.
Here, this is the question: how to pull it off. Marshall is delaying.
Yeah, he kept his he laid the eyepiece down. He wants to keep the back-to-back up. He wants to send over as much garbage as he can, and again he can now send over Tetris.
Yes, he was not countering. He was
and he broke his back-to-back now.
Now this is a very big disturbance for the combo. You see, Aven's trying to clear this one up with a single. And another single one, maybe? No,
That's a single with a double and triple.
but this,
Oh, that was a lot because that was the second chain and the third chain were both a double. That multiplies the damage again. So that put a lot of damage on Masche.
I have so much knowledge about Puyo lately.
Oh, and
perfect
Aven has a tortilla that is gonna hurt.
Up go, boy.
Das hier gleich.
And here it comes. This one is still in. It's not out.
Oh yeah, he
Okay.
managed to pull it off. It was not as bad as I expected it. So yeah, let's see. Let's go.
You have to plan this one ahead. If you know that this is coming, you want to have like a Tetris and your back maybe.
That was a misdrop of the eye, I think. Don't think he wanted it there.
Maybe not. What we will see.
But look at Aven. He's really covered in garbage on his side. So I think if Matt can pull this off. Oh, okay. We have here the.
They are quite aware. I think there's a lot of the last few years there did a lot of theory crafting happening. I wouldn't be too surprised because I see way less mega combos than before.
It looks like Maschle is going to go out because he has nothing to counter this. Aven now has all the time in the world to build up a chain.
Didn't Tetris 99 come out in the time frame?
Tetris 99 was already out last LAN.
Okay.
Because we played it in bursts. Yeah, Aven pulls ahead and gets his first set point.
Yeah. Because if I would guess, there was a meta establishing in Tetris 99 with an attacker and a defender, and I think that they are what's it called? Adapting it into this game. Because last time I've sit here, Masche, for example, was dropping them in hyperspeed. These few. But he's playing slower, and more safe to get this one off.
Yeah. Maschle screwed up his talking there.
That was actually the first screw up that we've seen here in this tournament, and Aven is taking advantage of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be garbage coming, and I don't think Maschle has anything. Yeah, he's just skipped on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurt.
Goodbye.
So,
He's back to the Tetris opening.
sending over his first Tetris. But building up his stack again. Very clean from Marshall, just building up the stack in a good way to get to a double Tetris, which he's doing right now. Which no, he didn't, but he did a back-to-back certainly. I think he's just keeping it up just so he has one Tetris in his backhand, so he can counter anything that comes.
That's the first one,
Yeah.
and he's
Well,
holding
the
it.
chain is starting here. That was a 3.
This should not have happened. Right, this is an attack right now, but it's a weak attack. Sadly.
Marshall has built a tower in the middle, which is not a good thing, but that's he probably just had bad luck with his pieces. Yeah, trying to build up a clean stack. He kind of has to use an eyepiece just to give him a Tetris option. But he's at the moment he's playing very defensively, and it didn't work out because Puyo is just that brutal. So we now have Aven at 2.
Something that you've shown me last time we've sitting here is if you throw a combo over to the Puyo player, there's a block alignment where the most blocks drop down. And if you manipulate it correctly, you can make the most of the drops go to the most left side. So most Puyo players try to get the left side as high as possible, as fast as possible. So they negate most of the damage. Very effective.
Okay. So Marshall can save this still if he now puts that, and he plays that, and quickly, yes, he was able to get it.
Still in it.
And another Tetris. Wow, that was a quick save. He was really close to being knocked out.
Very close, indeed. I didn't even pay attention to it. I'm still so fascinated by the Puyo players. They're so interesting since the last time.
Like, what are these strange blobs? What are they doing?
What are doing? He has to clean it up step by step.
And Marshall is all the way down at the bottom now, which is a very good position to be in because he can now just build up a clean stack. He doesn't have to worry about garbage at the moment. And I think he can now start off. Okay, chain is coming. It is sending over garbage, but it's nothing too bad. Yeah,
That's a big props to Avon because he built this chain out of nothing,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Now we have here 2 chain, but Marshall blocked it.
That's a fight for Marshall. It is.
I have a feeling that this round Marshall might be pulling ahead.
But
He's got a good position with everything.
yeah, he's getting a good position. And it's still tight, but I think it's not really fair for Marshall because we are only seeing this game. I think it's the first game that we're seeing right now.
Ooh, that was painful. A lot of damage.
But still in it.
Yeah.
There's a very favorable trash drop for him, a bit further down, and he has to get to it.
Yeah,
fast.
if he can get to that, that gives him a wonderful Tetris shot, but that's a lot of garbage to get through. Looking at this, there's a lot of chains happening right now.
Oh, it's so sad. It was like
was
one
it.
combo off.
So Avon has a number 2 moving upwards. So this would be this might get to a match point for Avon. I'm still hoping that Marshall gets one set because he has been playing well. I mean, the rounds have been going on long, so he isn't playing badly.
He's come a wide way, a big way. What's
Yeah.
it called? Oh no.
A long way.
A long way, thank you. He's come a long way to here because being in the top 8, this is not for granted, definitely. And now you're performing against this, and this is hard.
Yeah.
It's intense.
But he can. Okay, so he has this, the well open. That is good. Let's see. It looks like the Avon has kind of been building upwards in the middle. That allows you that even if garbage comes, that you can trigger the chains from the side. So that's kind of one of the strategies that you can have as a Puyo player. And this is a big chain, 5. This might really hurt. Ooh, Marshall is all the way up at the top now, but he is still in the game.
Interesting. It's very impressive to see these different strategies. I think I've learned about 3 different strategies. this
That was painful, yeah.
painful indeed. Wow.
Yeah. And Meschede is doing well, but somehow he's not winning any of the rounds. He's really fighting, but I guess the amount of garbage the Puyo is able to send to you is just really painful.
It's starting to get harder for Marshall. Because he's dropping and misdropping more and more. Maybe I hope he gets a bit more back. Maybe he try to focus himself.
But quite a lot of garbage now over on Avon's side. This might be a good chance here for Marshall. Yeah, oh, it's a 3 chain, even with that amount of garbage. It's not bad. But Marshall is still far up. I think he's doing pretty well. If he can send over a bit more garbage, this might be enough. Because that was also only a double. Avon is really fighting. Ooh, that's really difficult. He can rotate it over, but there's nothing he can connect it to. It's over. That's it. He can't get out. Hey, and Marshall got his first point here. You might hear in the background that the German community, of course, is really rooting for Masche. When Avon is winning, you can probably hear a quiet Nico somewhere in the background shouting for him. Oh, that is a nice chain that he just set up. That is a 4 chain going to Marshall, but he was able to counter the whole thing.
So now he's on another pace.
Just doing back-to-back Tetrises, one after the other.
He's
At the moment, everything is just being cancelled, and Marshall is actually sending over garbage. So he's actually at a slight advantage.
He is. Maybe this was like the motivation for him.
Yeah. Maybe he just needs to win one round to see that he can do it.
Yeah.
And then everything after that is easy.
Oh, look at this. This is a
Ooh.
nice color alignment here.
Yeah,
At the bottom part.
Yeah, that is looks pretty full here on Avon's side. A lot of garbage again. This does not look good for him.
Avon is...
That's what, and
yes.
he's out again. Marshall got another point. Oh, comeback time.
Also, something that I've just saw. Avon did a slight mistake. He did a combo, and instead of having on every round one block dropping down, he deranged it to every round has two blocks dropping down. So this killed him faster. Sadly.
Yep.
So two combo,
Marshall is a little bit at a disadvantage.
which did nothing. I think that Avon is at disadvantage.
Yeah, I think actually because in Tetris you can much easier clear the garbage than in Puyo. And Marshall is now almost all the way at the bottom again, and